added that for like the live show.
Wow, because in my head it's part of the song now.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
and that's something that we didn't record.
I don't think we ever recorded it.
Okay, I'll record that part then, because it's really good, and I know
Yeah.
what you're playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's in there. It's
Yeah.
fucking in there. And every time I listen to this version of the track, I'm all like, well, where'd that part go?
Where'd that part go?
And I
don't
searched through
think
the
we
thing, and I
ever
was like,
recorded it because I don't think I added it until well after we recorded.
cool. Okay. Then I'll record that. So. Everything's solid.
You know, you open up Facebook, and then I see my niece. You know, she's a model these days, so she's over here just slaying it. It's like, what? Like, stop. Stop. Jesus
Seriously.
Christ. Oh, she's a monster, dude.
Ask her what kind of camera she
Yeah.
Heard that. Yeah, she's doing like a lot of like cosmetic advertisements and shit.
Cool.
You know?
Cool.
Yeah. I'd have a talk with her. I was like, "Yep, just make sure you bring a crew. Don't go to LA and do not go to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
You know?
Jeez, yeah.
Avoid Miami and Tampa if you can as well. You know?
That's just good advice across the board.
Across the board, right?
Avoid Florida.
Well,
Just do it.
I say, you know, dip your feet in maybe a little bit, you
Yeah.
know, hit like Destin and then come
Okay.
home. You know?
Just a touch.
Yeah, right? You know, it's like, okay,
toe in.
I'm in
Don't wanna
Florida.
be deep in
Now
there.
let's get out of here.
I seen it. Okay, I've fucking seen it.
That crazy is pervasive.
Florida has a weird vibe.
It does.
It's just, whew, I don't know.
Yeah, it's very, very odd, man. You know? Like crazy's always like 2 steps away.
Oh, it's right there.
Yeah.
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 Uh-huh.
You look
And it's
over
reaching
at
out.
it, you're
For,
like,
yeah, it's reaching for you. You know.
all right, we ready, guys?
Any place where you can get a speeding ticket without anybody ever pulling you over. You know what I'm saying? You'll just be driving, and they'll mail you that shit.
They got the cameras.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, dude. And they'll send a picture with your tag, all this shit, and it's like,
Look, that's you.
look, you did it. Pay up.
Yeah. What's up, everybody?
Hello.
What up, folks?
Doing this thing.
Week 2 of anime. HBO Max trying to steal that shit.
Yeah, for real.
Did y'all
dude.
see that?
Mm-hmm.
I was mad when I first saw that.
Right, him too.
Oh man.
You saw that anime that HBO had? I thought it was on Crunchyroll, but it was on HBO Max.
See, I was mad when I first saw it. I was just like, motherfucker trying to steal my shit.
Mhm.
You know? But then I was like, you know what? Whatever. We did it first.
Yeah,
Did it
And if everybody wants to join in the celebration,
right.
you know,
Yeah.
the more the merrier.
They
Let's
recognize
go.
you,
They
Scooty.
say-
That's right.
Yeah,
That's what it
it's
is.
like Dick riding
'Cause
Obama.
we were doing that shit.
Obama.
We were doing that shit when this was the Mad Cinema show.
Yeah, we were. We've been
Yeah.
doing this for what, 3-4 years now?
4 years, yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, they watched the show.
they watched the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're influential.
You know, well, welcome to the show, guys.
And I'm Trey.
This very influential
And I'm
show.
Phil.
And I'm Scott. This week, I mean, I don't know what I should go with. Hardcore parkour.
Okay.
I mean,
That sounds better than what I would have
it's
said.
bubble,
Mhm.
not the bubble.
Yeah, it's not the bubble.
It's not
That's what
the
it is. That's
bubble.
right.
Would you have
Yeah.
preferred the bubble?
At this point,
We'll talk
we will
about
get to that.
it.
Oh man.
Oh shit.
Anyway,
So what's been going on, guys?
Yeah, Scoot, what's been up?
well, earlier this week, I started downloaded Bugsnax for the Switch.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It does not look as good,
I'm sure.
obviously, because it's running on the Switch.
Mhm.
But it is really fun.
Isn't it a great
I
game?
enjoy it. I enjoy it immensely.
How far have you played?
I've got everybody back in town.
How do you
Wow.
feel about
Yeah.
what's her name? Bethany.
Bethica?
Beffica.
Bethica?
Beffica.
Bethica.
Is that her name?
Yeah,
Beffica?
it's Beffica.
Bethica.
Yeah.
The little purple one.
No, I know
Uh-huh.
who you're talking
Yeah.
about.
He's so
the
messy.
messy one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, she's
exactly.
messy,
as
boy.
fuck, dude.
Yeah. she conniving.
Yeah.
I like all the characters.
I know.
Chandler.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chandler's
Chandler's
my
my
boy.
dude.
He's
Yeah.
a pro.
He's a bro.
He's a bro, dude. I love him. Yeah, no, I enjoy it. I think the I understand why you're going around going bunga bunga bunga.
Bunga
Yeah.
It's infectious,
Well,
isn't
it
it?
is.
It's also nightmare fuel
Man.
at the time.
Oh,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Because you hear it
Yeah.
behind you, bunger. It's like, oh god.
Oh,
You
oh,
know?
no, run. I'm not trying to catch you right now. I want one of those cheese poof butterflies. Yeah.
Cheapoof.
Cheapoo.
Cheapoof. I like Rebel Pea.
Ribble peas, dude.
Rebel
Uh-huh.
Pea.
Yeah,
You know, he sounds so sad.
By the way, it's a centipede made of ribs
yes.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
with
It's
sauce. He's
Ribble
got,
Pea.
yep,
Yeah.
he's got the sauce on him too. That's
What's
what I
the-
love the
what's
most
the-
about these foods is that they also have their condiments on them. or
Yeah,
their garnish,
well,
or
the
their-
condiments you use as lure for them.
Well, I just mean
like
the
some of
aesthetic
them,
of them.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like some of them, like the French fries, the fried spider, fighter.
Fritter.
Yeah, like
Fritter.
they love some ketchup.
Oh yeah,
They love some
it.
ketchup, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They go straight for it. You know, it's,
man.
it's hilarious.
But yeah, started playing that, and then they dropped the kind of stealth dropped this what is it?
Eowyn? Yeah.
Eowyn
Uh-huh.
Chronicles
Yeah.
Rising.
Yeah.
Started playing that.
Nice.
It's fun. It's a lot more dialogue and story focused
Oh, yeah.
rather than like action. It's a lot more base building,
Oh.
if that makes any sense. Like you're not really.
It's a strategy.
No, not really. It's like you're trying to rebuild this town.
Okay.
Okay, and it's like it's not a very long game. I haven't finished it, but it's I'm maybe like 4 hours in. Very slow like beginning, like to kind of get ramped up, and but it's very dialogue focused, very story heavy. And the action, as far as like when you're in dungeons and stuff, it's got a rhythm to it. Because you're I mean, it's side scroll RPG.
Okay.
And eventually you'll have 3 characters. I've only got 2. I've got CJ, the like girl who kind of looks like Kid from Chrono Cross.
Oh yeah.
And a like mercenary kangaroo dude with
I
a
love
big
it.
sword. His
Yep.
his pouch is like an infinite space pouch.
Oh, nice.
And
Of
course.
pulls the
Yeah.
sword out of the pouch.
Yeah,
they
boy.
actually address that in the dialogue. She's like, "Where did you pull? Did you just pull that sword out of your pocket?" It's like- so I like the characters. I like the dialogue. It's very funny. But
Am
yeah.
I wrong? Isn't this the one that's supposed to be Suikoden?
It's a prequel to that.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is like a little side thing that they're putting out before the full game.
Oh.
Yeah, because
That
I was
makes more
confused on that too.
sense.
Yeah, I was confused
Okay.
on that too. Until I started playing it, I'm like, oh, okay. Because I think the characters that you play as and a few other characters
Yeah.
that you meet like in the town are going to be in the main game.
Well, so how much is it?
It's like $15.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Solid.
so not
Yeah.
much, not much.
Gotcha.
Worth a look if you're into that kind of stuff. Just know that it is a very slow like ramp up at the very beginning. You do have to go through a lot of dialogue, but it's very interesting. Yeah, very character driven dialogue.
Dude, he doesn't want to sit.
And
but
I
he's
mean,
vintage.
after that, I got sick for 3 days, which is why I
Ooh.
sound like I do.
Mm-hmm.
So
Got
anime
that
days.
crud.
Yeah, pretty much. And actually, I was sick enough to where I really didn't watch or do much anything else.
Oh man.
Sucks, bro.
Yeah, but
You got a shot in the ass.
I did. I got my this morning. It was very hit or miss on whether or not we would be doing the show today,
Yeah.
at least for me.
He
And,
shot you in the ass on the
shot me in the ass,
downstroke.
and I was like, you know what? I feel good enough, and I'm not missing another day of anime if I can help it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, hey, you didn't
You
miss
technically
one.
not
Yeah.
missed any.
That's right.
Yeah.
Technically,
Because
yeah.
we weren't
Well,
in
I mean, I
May
guess
yet.
literally.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, right.
You did not miss a day.
semantics.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, I think it's just literal.
Literal.
It's
Yeah.
just a calendar.
Whatever.
Just a suggestion of time.
Ouch.
Yeah, a suggestion of
What
a
is
measurement of
time?
time, right?
We're not going there right
No,
now.
I was gonna say, started thinking about it too. I'm like,
We
okay,
have
we want to have
time.
this conversation.
Shit.
Yeah, do we have time for this?
Well, let's
philosophical
take a
debate?
tangent
Right.
for the rest of the podcast.
Yeah, but what about you guys?
Yeah, Phil, what you got?
Man, I haven't been doing a whole lot. Yeah. I mean, I was
You
working
finished
on,
up your ed.
I did finish up Eddard.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still not sure if I'm gonna do the wolf at the top or not. But I finished him, which is the important part. 'cause,
Right.
I can always add the other thing. Started drawing. I just have the outline right now, but I'm starting drawing Demogorgon from
Yeah.
Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found a good picture with
Face
him all
open.
splayed
Okay.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
he's just got the outline
Uh-huh.
done.
But he
right
walked
now.
in, he was like, "Oh, is this from Stranger Things?" I'm
Yeah.
like, "That's really great because
Yeah.
there's no
What's the
detail
flower?
at all," and he immediately knew what it was.
Yeah.
So I'm like, "Okay, good. As long as the balls read,
Hey man,
that's all I need."
that's
Yeah.
what is it? A sign of good character design.
Oh yeah,
You know,
yeah,
being able to read it
yeah.
from
Just a
It's
silhouette.
silhouette. Yeah, it's all about
Absolutely.
the silhouette.
Yeah, it's like fighting game characters. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
If you can look at that silhouette in complete black and go, "Oh yeah, that's
That's
Blanca."
Ryu. Yeah, oh, fucking
yeah,
right.
like, yeah,
That's
without a
Dawson.
doubt. Yeah. That's good shit. Like I was saying to you guys earlier, me and Iana have been watching
Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon Crystal. Yeah,
Awesome.
that's it.
Hell yeah.
And
I'm
I mean,
really happy she's digging on some Sailor Moon.
she
man.
loves it.
Yeah.
I think it's fine.
Yeah.
So Crystal does what? Does it like condense?
It's-
Sailor
no, it's
Moon?
new.
No,
It's a
It's
whole
brand
new
new.
thing.
What
Yeah.
what it is when they were doing the original show, it was coming out kind of parallel with the manga,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
it didn't really follow the manga very much. So this is like a remake that sticks closer to the manga.
Okay,
That's
so
what
it is
Crystal
still telling that original story.
Right,
Gotcha.
Okay. See, I don't remember Sailor V in the original one.
Sailor Venus?
Yeah. Well,
Is that-
Sailor V was before and current with the Sailor Moon. Like she was like technically the first Sailor Scout because her manga came out first, and then the mangaka, I can't remember her name, but she continued it while she was still doing Sailor Moon, and the editors were pretty much just like, look, as long as we can get like a structure for Sailor Moon, you can do whatever the fuck you want with Sailor V. So
But
that's what
the original Sailor Moon didn't have shit to do with the video game thing, though, right? Because that's a cool aspect of Crystal. Is the idea is that there's like a local store that they go to. I think it's just like a convenience store that has an arcade cabinet of Sailor V. And so they all play this fighting game, beat 'em up, whatever. I don't actually know. I guess it's just
I
a
think
beat
that
'em up.
is in the manga.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I don't
they all
remember it
get
from the cartoon.
dude. All of
from
them
the
get
original
addicted to
anime.
It
playing
was
the
in
fucking.
there. It was just kind of a side thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because all of them get addicted to playing it, and
Yeah.
that's what's teaching them how to actually fight, and then they learn their moveset and everything, and then
Yeah.
eventually they meet Sailor V, and it's
Yeah.
it's cool. Like it's got a thing going on.
Right.
But,
And I can
'Cause
see
in
how
the-
a little girl
'cause
would
in the
love it.
she
manga-
fucking loves it, and
Oh,
that's
yeah.
all that I care about.
Yeah.
So,
Hell
you know.
yeah.
I also think it's funny though because like I couldn't look it up on her profile for Netflix because it's technically like 13 plus or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And I'm watching this thing going like, some folks kiss once in a while.
Yeah.
Is
you
this
know,
even
they're-
that big of a
They're
deal?
winning Love by Daylight, bro.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
Let everybody see it. What else have I done? Yeah, I mean, I really haven't played much. I keep trying to get back into Sifu and get my fucking ass kicked.
That's a hard
Yeah.
one, man. Like once you fall out of that rhythm,
Uh-huh.
it's very hard to get it back.
I haven't figured out how to do the boss training yet.
I wonder if you have to like have defeated the boss to get it. Or, well, probably not.
But I've
I don't know, I
already
haven't even
defeated
tried.
2 of them, and I couldn't find them either.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because I should be able to find the the botanist, and then what's the
Mhm.
other guy? It's the
Other
bot,
guy,
the one with the staff.
Mhm,
you know?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I should be
The
able to
pain in
fight
the
those
ass.
2. Yeah, yeah.
Right, yeah.
That's the guy they nerfed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think they nerfed the one that I'm stuck on.
Right.
'Cause I'm stuck on
Well,
the
I mean,
third
that
one.
was that make it or break it point for a lot of
Mhm.
people. You know,
Mhm.
they got to him and then they just dropped the game. I was
Mhm.
like, all right, well, this is too hard for me.
And then other people are over there perfecting.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
yeah,
no,
effortlessly.
no hit Sifu
Uh-huh.
all
Yeah,
the way
did
through.
you see the Batman mod?
No.
Yeah.
Like the Batman?
No, never that. I think it may actually read as that. But no, they actually added some different attacks and animations and
Oh,
such.
cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And his cape looks amazing.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it's sick.
Gotta
It's
have
really
a good cape. Did you see the Batman Unreal Engine 5
Yes.
demo? Yeah. it's
Uh-huh.
Great cape.
Yeah,
Again,
great cape.
You
Mhm.
gotta have a good cape or you're fucking up, you know?
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think I did much else. Working on videos, doing that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. What about you, man?
Work. Yeah, I mean that's what it is.
Work.
We are currently finishing up Ozark.
Oh yeah.
You know,
new
which-
season, right?
Right. Well, this is the end of it. You know, 'cause
Yeah.
it's not renewed for another season.
Yeah.
So they're closing it out. And you know, Ozark is firstly, it's a great show. Okay. Season 1, phenomenal. And I'm just a big fan of seeing Michael. And I will always call him Michael. He will always be Michael to me.
Yep.
But I love seeing you know, tough guy Michael every once in a while.
Tough
you know what I'm
guy
saying?
Michael Bluth.
Michael Bluth, yeah, that's the man. But season 1 was phenomenal. Season 2 was pretty good. Season 3 kind of fell off a little bit for me. But season 4, they released it in 2 halves. And so this is the second half of season 4, which is going to be the final season.
Yeah.
And they are coming with the force, boy. Like, I'm talking about every episode leaves us like on the edge of our seats. I mean, it's phenomenal writing.
Yeah.
Superbly acted. I mean, I am, because here's what you do, right? It's like it's like, it doesn't matter. You just make a good sandwich, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
it's like if the beginning of your series is really, really good.
Yeah.
If you kind of falter a little bit, it's okay.
But
as
you
long as
gotta have a
finish
strong ending, dude.
If you finish strong,
Yeah.
people will accept whatever happens in the middle.
You're right.
You know what I'm
You're
saying?
right.
They'll accept that kind of shitty aioli that you made. You know what I'm saying? They'll accept it. And so at this point, it seems like they're finishing very, very strong.
Good.
We have 2 more
Good.
episodes to go,
Yeah.
and I cannot
Is that
wait to watch them.
6? Is that season 6? Is that
Season
right?
4.
Oh, it's only 4.
There's only 4 seasons. Yeah, well, because you know Netflix just didn't renew a lot of shows, and
yeah.
they don't really give a lot of new shows a lot of breathing room. Right. Like
Yeah.
if you don't take off immediately, we saw what happened with Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't take off immediately, I'm sorry, we're cutting it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like they have budget
Yep.
issues right now. So.
Yeah.
Been watching a little bit of that. Back on my Final Fantasy grind, loving
yeah.
that life. You know, whatever. There's more to talk about there, but we'll talk about it in the news.
Yeah, because I actually would like to know more about that.
Yeah, it's getting weird over there, man. And Ghostwire Tokyo.
Oh yeah, so you're all in,
I love that game,
dude. Okay,
I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. Now the cracks are starting to show.
Yeah.
You know,
But for $40,
right, for $40, definitely worth it. And
Okay.
it's like, you know, it's one of those things where it's kind of a little repetitious, just as far as, you know, the animations. Like there's several of them, but you know, you do
yeah,
see
but those
a lot
fingers,
of,
man.
dude, and the
You
way
could-
they
yeah.
whip around. And I got these like talismans that can throw out as
Oh, cool.
grenades. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Just
yeah.
like just the
do you get
style
the
of
do you
it.
get the paper like wards? You know what I'm
Well,
talking
you
about?
can
Do
you
get,
can
like,
well you have what you call purging. So
Oh,
you can
yeah, okay,
yeah, like
yeah.
basically that's what that whole string is that he connects to people.
Okay,
Then he
yeah.
pulls that thread and it rips their core out. You have another version of that, which is a quick purge. If you go up to them and you're like medium distance, where you'll throw the talisman on them and then you
Okay.
do a sequence of hand signs.
Yeah,
and
totally.
then- and purge the shit out of
So
them.
hot.
You know, it's just so hot. It's so hot, man. But I think a lot of the variety of the game exists within their side missions. You know, like you'll
Oh,
get
okay.
some weird
Yeah.
stuff where you'll just run into a ghost, and that was one of the complaints that a lot of people had, is that the side missions were very short and kind of inconsequential.
Yeah.
And that is true. But what they're doing is they're adding flavor.
B&B banana
You got
bread.
fresh B&B. Hey, wow, banana bread. Is that what it is? Bed and breakfast. You got a fresh bed and breakfast
She's
for
got
the
a bed and
boys.
breakfast.
Yeah, let's go.
We got a
You know?
B&B upstairs, guys.
It's literally in the air. And so, but no, I mean, it's still absolutely drop dead gorgeous. When you do encounter, like, you know, their bosses, I mean, get ready.
Oh, cool. Are they
Yeah.
big?
So far, not really.
Okay.
You know, but
Yeah.
they're usually really fast and,
Okay.
and quite tenacious.
Yeah.
And kind of
So more humanoid?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
cool.
so, and it's cool, man, because you can go around and, like, pet all the dogs and feed the dogs, and then
Oh,
they'll
yeah,
go and
I
dig
did
up
see
some
that.
money for you. You know?
Oh!
Oh yeah.
Man,
There's
yeah,
reward,
I
man.
saw the little Shina Ibus.
Yeah, yeah, and they do. There's so much like historically accurate Japanese like lore references.
You
as
seen
far as
an
their
umbrella
demons.
yet?
Yes, I have.
Yes!
Yes, I have. You know,
Yes!
this
What about
little
one of
girl
those,
was like,
what about one of those Will dudes?
no, not
Oh.
yet, not yet. It's coming. I'm sure. I'm sure of it.
Fuck those guys.
And so yeah, this little girl spirit was just like, I found my umbrella and I love this umbrella, but then all of a sudden it started talking to me, and you know, and it ran off, and I don't know what happened. Then she got hit by something and died. And
Yeah.
of course, so her spirit's just like, I just want my umbrella back. And you had to go and like stealthily chase that motherfucker down. You know,
Does he have
like,
a dirty foot?
yeah, he's hopping on.
Man,
it.
I always love it.
yeah.
They always have to make sure that foot's dirty as shit.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Oh yeah,
nasty toenails.
yeah, man. And so like, I'm an advocate for this game, man. If you just want something fun to do,
Man, I'm really tempted. I really am.
It's just fun, man.
You know,
it's like don't overthink it.
Yeah.
It's just hot.
I think I'm gonna wait a minute, try to get a physical one for cheap.
Yeah,
But yes, I definitely want to play through that game.
yeah.
Looks-
It'd be a
looks
good one to
cool.
have on the
Yeah.
shelf.
Exactly.
For sure,
Yeah.
for sure. You
Yeah.
know, and so yeah, it's been a lot of that. Really, just trying to knock that out.
Yeah.
Outside of that, that's I guess about it. Really.
Yeah.
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 So moving on to
So speaking of hand symbols,
news jutsu, dude. I'm telling you, it's like sometimes you'll have to like break a seal or seal something.
Yeah.
And they'll give you those patterns, and you like just doing that shit is just so badass.
yeah, that's
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
I want it in VR. Like that would be so cool to do.
Oh,
in
that you
virtual
have to
reality.
do it?
Yeah.
Oh,
just to actually have to do that.
man,
Kinda
if
like
they did
the-
it with hand tracking, too,
Yeah.
where you had to
actually nail the,
yeah.
the hand signal.
Yeah,
Dude, it'd be so great. Yeah, no.
It'd be O-shaped for your hands.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
You know, because they kind of did that with it wasn't the mages.
Yeah, what is that one where you have to make the
Is it
it's-
the mages?
No, it's
It's
maybe
right.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it might be,
where
man.
where you actually have to cast the spells. You do the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
good.
That's
you,
hot.
You twist it, get the shield.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, that's a good
Mhm.
time.
I like that.
Yeah. And so well, I guess I really thought that we were gonna start off this episode without depressing news.
Yeah,
I really thought that.
Nope.
You thought wrong.
Yeah. God.
You know what kind of show this is.
Did you pull up how old he was?
No, I just pulled up a bunch of movies that he was in.
Okay.
So, Fred Ward,
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Fred Ward passed. Mhm.
Rest in
Um,
peace.
If you're not sure who Fred Ward is, one of
He's
the most
from Tremors.
yeah, that's
He was in Tremors 2.
Uh-huh.
Remo Williams.
Mhm.
He was in Escape from Alcatraz.
Oh, he totally was in
Mhm.
Escape from
The Right
Alcatraz.
Stuff.
Yeah.
He was 79.
79.
Oh yeah, the right
Yeah.
stuff. I remember that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe
Uh-huh.
Dirt.
Yeah.
He was in Joe Dirt.
Yeah, he was in Joe Dirt.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was his
So-
dad.
Yep.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he was in that Bad Crow movie.
The Crow 2
It was I think it was
R3.
or
3.
3.
So the worst Crow
Any-
movie.
Right. Not the bad one.
No, the
Any
really
worse
bad one.
Yeah, the
other than the first one.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For real.
Narrow it down, why don't you?
Yeah.
But yeah,
But yeah, Fred Ward.
sad.
Sad day.
Yeah,
But at
very
least he
sad.
lived a long life.
79.
79's pretty solid.
That's
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah, that's a good number.
Do we know how he died? Did it say? Because the thing I read
do.
wasn't specific about it.
His death was announced in a statement by his publicist, Ron Hoffman. They did not give a cause. Yeah,
Well, we will miss you, Mr. Ward.
Mr. Ward.
That's a good smile too.
It
This
is.
is a good smile.
Mm-hmm.
So, Final Fantasy 16 is
yeah.
pretty much
Much
done.
done.
That's what Naoki Yoshida says.
They haven't
You
been
know,
working
he
on
was-
this for that long.
Well, I mean, they've been working on it for a minute,
I'm
but
sure
they've been
they
working
have.
hard on it. And you got to also remember, this is creative business division 3. Like they don't
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
around. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause
Creative business division.
that's what they're called. They're like, that's what we are within Square, and we're not changing that into anything cute. That's
Yeah.
what we are. You know, I respect it, dude. It's like, don't forget, this is
It's
a
good.
business division.
Right.
This is what we're doing.
But we're creative.
We're creative. Oh yeah, definitely. And you know, with the teams that are working on 14 and everything,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
they're, you know, a lot of those same writers are on board with 16, and
Oh, yeah.
so. Like he's just got a solid foundation as far as the team goes, and so when you got that, it's easy to get the project
yeah.
done. You know what I'm saying? Like all the pieces already work
Yeah.
together very well.
And I guess with the way that Square operates, I mean, they could have started this game fucking 15 years ago, and we didn't
Oh,
realize
I
it. You know what I
mean,
mean? Like the
Right.
They could have
well,
started
that's-
it right after
because
15.
you remember when 15 was called Versus?
Well, that was the problem
13?
with that was the problem with
You remember-
15
Y-
as a
yeah.
whole is that it took so long
Mhm.
to finish
Yeah.
that it went through so many like dramatic overhauls, so many
Seriously,
dramatic
yeah.
changes that by the time you actually got the product, it's just like what
this is
what is it?
a complete departure from what we initially were thinking it was going to
Exactly,
be. Yeah.
exactly.
It-
This is like, okay, here's the idea, head down, knock it out.
This is a very singular vision. I agree with you.
Exactly.
Which, again, it's the combat director from Devil May Cry,
Yes.
right? Okay,
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so you got a little bit of Naruto-esque storyline with the villages and the summons, like, you know, how there's actually like basically a Jinchuriki that has the summon within them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's going to be, and they're basically treated as weapons within each one of the city states. So everybody has their powerhouse. Like, you
that
know,
makes sense.
Your city might have Shiva, mine might have Phoenix, you know what I'm saying? And so, but it kind of keeps a balance of power. But of course, everyone is always going to seek more power. So.
Yeah.
But no, he was, you know, in an interview, I think it was like with Famitsu. What's the name? Famitsu. But yeah, what he said is that it's pretty much done. Cool. He said the trailer is done. The trailer was supposed to have already been released. Yeah. But due to just some complications, it was not. So we could literally see this trailer for 16 any day now with a launch date. So
that's
it's coming.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So you think by the end of the year we'll get it?
I think definitely Q4.
You know, it'll probably be holiday season this year.
Right. Maybe Q3. I mean, he loves the summer. So
when's Forsaken supposed to be coming out?
That is September now. No, it was pushed back. So that was pushed back till October, I believe. And so those are two different markets, though. You know?
I agree.
And I think most of us, especially if we have a PS5,
we're
gonna get them both anyway, and they know it, you know. Because
I'm definitely gonna get this. This looks way too good.
And I'm sure it's gonna come out when Final Fantasy 14's in a little bit of a lull.
Oh yeah,
you know,
they've already planned it.
Oh yes, you know it, dude. You know he's a tactically minded individual.
Yeah.
And so, which that does flow directly into the next point.
Yes.
You know, there's been a lot of backlash. Concerning Final Fantasy XIV and the use of third-party software.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
You know, with this massive influx of gamers that have now joined the fray, a lot of people, and with the release of the Ultimate Raid, which is the Dragon Song War, which is fucking crazy, just from a lore perspective, it's fucking crazy. But, you know, a lot of people race for worlds first, right? And usually Naoki Yoshida will be like, hey, congrats to this team for being world first to finish our raid. You know, this is our hardest content. You know, mention them by name. This past time he didn't do that, right? And so some people are like, whoa, why didn't you tell people who we are? And it's because, you know, the usage of third-party software within 14 is strongly prohibited. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like a suspendable up to a bannable offense.
Whoa, is that even for like UI mods and shit?
Exactly.
Whoa,
for anything.
really?
Like, don't fuck with our shit. You know what I'm saying? It's really just that simple. Now, a lot of people like to use parsers, you know, which Naoki Yoshida is very much against. And in my mind, rightfully so. You know, it's one thing to be able to parse yourself and see how well you're doing in the grand scheme, and that's all well, good, and great. But if other people can also parse you, then that leads people to be very elitist. You know what I'm saying? Be like, oh, you know, your DPS was only this, and blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, make somebody feel bad about themselves, and then they don't want to play the game or that content, however it goes, right? On the other hand, you know, it also serves to, as more people are playing this fucking game, a lot of the landscape is forced to change because people only see what's right in front of them. When you're parsing, you parse a singular entity, right? You parse that one samurai, that one ninja, his numbers or whatever they are, all right? You want that one person's numbers to be higher. But what it doesn't take into account is, hey, this ninja might provide a raid buff to the entire raid. So really, overall, we're all doing more damage, but that's not calculated into that individual ninja's damage. So they've actually, using that as an example, they've actually changed an ability from the ninja, which did give a 10% raid buff, you know, that you can use every 2 minutes to make everyone stronger. Now it's only a personal buff, and so now overall damage for the raid is decreased.
Although maybe the ninja does more.
Now the ninja does more, so your one number is going to look better, right? But really, in effect, you've just kind of nerfed your whole team.
Yeah.
And so, like, that's the whole thing, man. It's like people don't look at the big picture, which is why he's like, you know, I don't want that shit in my game. You know, every job is viable in Final Fantasy 14. It does not matter who you choose.
And you got to work together.
Yeah, dude. It's like, and you can clear all content with every. It's not that difficult.
Right.
Usually, what's hard about it, you do have DPS checks, but usually it's just doing the mechanics, being in the right place at the right time, moving at the right time. You know, it's kind of like a dance, right?
Yeah.
And so that becomes convoluted. But people are also using these timers that'll let you know when certain mechanics are going to happen and tell you when to expect the mechanic. And so people aren't actually learning what to do. They're just reacting.
They're having a telegraph to them.
Yeah, right.
Ooh.
And that's in his mind, that's
Okay.
cheating. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and so once you put that stream out there for everybody, you know, then it's not you making this effort yourself. It's you reacting to this program that's telling you shit that you're not supposed to see in the first place.
Yeah.
And so he put out a big statement. He's like, hey, man, I frown upon this, and we've talked about it. However, there haven't been penalties, you know? And so since
Is he
no one's been penalized,
Yeah.
everybody's like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Keep towing the line.
Yeah.
So they've had to start suspending people lately.
That's it.
And some people
That's
are very
it.
upset about it. There are some content creators like Desperius, who I love them, Azurite, love them, who do like gear videos.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so basically what they'll do is use, a third-party software to put gear sets onto their characters without actually unlocking them. You know, they don't actually unlock them within the game.
Yeah, 'cause
They
they're just trying to
wear
show
it
them
and
off.
show it off.
Yeah.
Right.
Which
Yeah,
is beneficial in one way,
Uh-huh.
because I
Yeah.
love going back and looking at that stuff. However, the flip side, which he spoke about, is also what happens to me. He's like, the issue here is that sometimes people will see stuff and it might diminish their drive to go and get this stuff
Right.
themselves. Once you've seen it, then it's just like, especially because it's all cosmetic, right? So you'll see it and it's like, is that really worth it to me? Maybe I want to go for this one, not this one, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, instead of just running the content and getting the shit. Because very frequently I'll see
okay.
something and be like, all right, that's kind of cool. I've seen it, right?
Yeah.
I've seen
Like,
the effects.
I get that. I
Right,
get that. But
you know?
to me, that sounds like it's exposing an underlying issue with the way that MMOs work. You know, right?
I mean, yes.
Right. This is almost like a bigger
right.
thing going on here. That's
Exactly.
the nature of the beast with an MMO, right? Because
Uh-huh.
because
there's too much shit for you to get everything unless you know life it.
yeah, and
Right.
I bet that there's some people that felt the same way about like the mounts. You know,
Mhm.
oh, you got that cool mount? Yeah,
Right.
that is cool to have the 3-headed Cerberus. Yeah, that's
Uh-huh.
great.
It's a
no,
lot of
I'm
work.
not gonna go do the
It's a lot of
cut.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that took
Yeah.
48 people, and
Right.
that was really, really tough to do.
Because I love seeing the shit you do
Yeah.
on there. I'm like, wow, this really cool content. I don't have any desire to play. But
Right.
then again, I'm also not playing the game.
Right, that's very,
You
very
know,
true.
so there's a different thing.
Yeah.
But if you get right in there and then somebody spoils everything for you,
Yeah, it's
I
just
can see
like-
that demotivating.
yeah,
you.
it's like
I can see it.
why
Yeah.
even bother? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like I can just look at this video and
Right.
that's what it
right,
looks
right.
like, and that's
Yeah.
cool.
It's kind of like. It's kind of like when there's a game you don't want to play. You're like, I'm just going to watch all the cutscenes
Right.
on
Uh-huh.
YouTube.
Yeah, it's the same thing. And so, and I understand from his perspective, he just wants everybody to play and have a good time.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and that's like where he's coming from is a very pure
But
place.
like
but
UI
once you start,
enhancements, though,
well,
there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's not. But what that does expose is that there are certain tools that they probably just need to work into the game itself.
Take
you know,
suggestions and make things better for the community.
Right,
Yeah.
and those things are coming down the pipeline. You know, they're coming
Right.
over time. We're about
Yeah.
to see a huge graphical upgrade for the entire game, and some of these things are already being implemented. Every once in a while, I look and I'm like, those shadows look amazing. What have y'all been
Oh,
doing?
yeah.
You know,
and,
it's like.
and they just showed up all of a sudden.
Yeah, right. And it's just like that's dope. But I think there does need to be a way for people to be able to measure how well they're doing.
Yeah.
You know, I think that it is good. You know, it could be a motivating factor just to be like, okay, well, I want to be able to hit these numbers, so I need to get my rotations right. Because it's
Yeah.
really easy to play this game and not play your job optimally, if not
Right.
even correctly.
Right.
You know, because you can still clear most of the content. You know,
Right.
so I think that'd be really, really cool. But I do agree with him that parsing can destroy. Firstly, community.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, let the people who want to do that be over here and do that. But it's terrible when you jump into a group, especially if it's a learning group, and then there's always that one neckbeard over there. It's like, well, your DPS is a great parse on the Final Fantasy log. It's like, God damn it, dude. You know, like, why don't you just chill? You know what I'm saying?
He's
Like,
about to get banned.
you know, well,
So-
I mean, get
so
that ass banned,
get
right?
that
You know,
ass
but
banned.
people will, and they'll just report people left and right, and it just makes a mess. And I mean, and it can't be avoided when you have so many fucking players.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, and so So that's a big deal right now. A lot of people are kind of upset, and
Yeah.
some people understand it, some people don't. But
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's really kind of.
Well, I'm sure there are also a lot of people that are really using, completely, like, perfectly fine mods that aren't doing anything to destroy the meta of the game. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, like if you turn everybody into a Lalafell on your end, then hey, that's your life.
Does it really
if
fuck
that's what you
anything
want,
up?
yeah, right. If that's what
Yeah.
you want to see all the time, hey man, you got
Uh-huh.
a bigger problem. You got
Right.
bigger issues.
We don't need to get you banned. over it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, dude. There's like G Shade, which will give these girls
Yeah, see-
donks, boy.
Oh,
you
shit.
know what I'm
There's
saying?
stuff
If you
like
just
that,
want
yeah.
to, you just want to see somebody with a nice,
Yeah.
healthy
Or
round
or
booty.
the way that I'm really thinking about it is the way that I used to play World of Warcraft, because there was a lot of the UI shit that they just hadn't caught up to yet.
Right.
And so, they'd allow people to install all sorts of mods and that kind of thing, because when I was playing, they didn't even have damage numbers.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or at least it didn't
Even-
display it constantly. I think that it was like maybe once
You
in a
couldn't
while.
just toggle it on. I
wanna
always
say it
thought
was
that you
just
had
in
those.
I want to say it was just in the log. It wasn't actually on the character.
Right.
So I had a mod where it would show up on it, and then later they added that into the regular UI.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I see some of those things as being positive towards expanding the base game, because people try things out and they figure out what works and what doesn't work, and then eventually they're like, "This is really cool. We all like to use this. Can you put this in the real game?"
Right.
But you don't want game breaking shit.
Yeah, when you have
Yeah.
timers for
That's-
individual moves
yeah,
that a
that's-
boss is going to use, that's trash, man.
Yeah.
Because I mean, and I'm one of those people that some people were like, oh well, maybe Discord is a third-party app, and maybe that should be banned. And I'm like,
no.
that's an interesting conversation, but the answer is no. That's community. That's a very different thing. If you join a party and you've got a person who knows the thing
they
and
don't
is
have
able to
built-in
call it
voice
out,
chat, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So I mean, if you're just there doing call outs, that means somebody had to learn it and they're passing on knowledge. Once again, that's a pro community.
Pro community.
It's
That's
pro
it.
community.
That's it. You don't want anything that's anti-community.
Exactly. Because like as Final Fantasy 14 is growing, it's growing more and more and more into a single player experience.
Which is crazy.
Right. It's
Yeah.
like where it's like, a multiplayer optional.
Yeah.
In a lot of regards. Or if you do have to have a team of people, then you don't really have to talk to them or deal with them. You know what I'm saying? It's just like
Yeah.
all just there together. So I mean, preservation of community is absolutely paramount.
That's number
but
one.
I'm that kind of person that I like to know what's happening. So even if I do join a party, have the call outs, whatever, I still like to understand. I want to eventually be the person making the call outs.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I
got
want to
you.
eventually, because like if you understand how a fight works, sometimes it's really mind blowing just the amount of work and effort and time they put into these things, man. Like some of their battle design is really, really cool.
Oh yeah.
You know, and so I think that's one of those things that you want, people to kind of strive for. It's like, hey, learn why.
Yeah.
Learn why this stuff is happening. Not just don't just be reactive. Get your win, because that's what a lot of people care about. Like,
Yeah.
I won, and then you get your rewards, and then it's just over.
But you're right. It
so
falls
more
back
to
to the whether something is pro or anti-community.
Yeah.
Because if it's helping the community out, then I don't see a problem with it.
Right.
But you don't want something giving someone an unfair advantage or making them not have to learn the fucking game.
Especially when you
Yeah.
have the most difficult content in the game, and then
Yeah.
they use these applications to clear
cheat.
it, and then
Yeah.
to cheat.
Yeah.
And then they're like, "Hey, we won. We
Yeah.
were first." And it's like,
Well,
go fuck
anybody
yourself.
could have done
Yeah.
that.
get
yeah.
that ass man.
Yeah, exactly.
Get that ass man.
Oh
So,
man.
Yeah.
So what's up with this
on the
Nintendo
opposite
thing?
side-
What is this?
On the flip side, there was a little special done about the current status of Nintendo.
Okay.
Yeah, Reggie Fils-Aimé.
Oh yeah.
Fils-Aimé.
I heard him talk to IGN.
Yeah, he's been expressing a lot of his discontent with the current status of Nintendo.
Okay.
Because Nintendo has this and we all know it has this facade of being the fun company.
Yeah.
And there are all these people.
Everything's
who,
great over here.
Yeah,
Nintendo.
right. It's Nintendo.
Yeah.
Hey, we have a lot of fun. Look at Miyamoto over here doing a
Hey,
video,
hey, he's
doing
a
a silly
puppet.
dance. He's so happy. Yeah, he's a puppet. And so a lot of people are just like, it's my dream to go and work for Nintendo, and then you go and do it, and it's not what it's sold to be at all.
It's a lot like Disney.
It's a lot like Disney.
Yeah, I'm about to say,
Yeah.
it
It's
is
like a
still
lot of
fucking like multi-million-dollar corporation.
Exactly.
They're still-
exactly.
yeah.
It's like Nintendo, just like Disney, is not your friend.
Well, especially now because Nintendo's kind of in dire straits. Like, you know what I'm saying? They're not keeping up with the rest of, you know, the world as far as technology is concerned. They're not, because they've been so used to playing their own game for so long. It's like they rested on their laurels. And it's like, well, that's not...
Well,
you
your
gotta,
laurels should have got voice chat.
at some point, you know what I'm saying? You know, but we want everybody to play nice. I'm like, well, you need to play nice too. But I mean, people are talking about, you know, crunch time.
Oh,
you know,
totally.
a lot of like just
They got the nets outside the building. They got
suicide
they
nets
got
and
the
shit.
nets.
You know what I'm saying? But just like people being overworked.
Yeah.
You know, one guy, he said that he was in line for a promotion, and then he had a death in his family, so he had to take some time off. And when he came back, he was like, okay, well, you know, get back to work, whatever. And they're like, oh, well, we can't promote you. You took too much time off.
Fuck,
you know, and he's like,
man.
wait, what the fuck, dude? It's like somebody died. But Reggie was even saying like, hey, like this is not the Nintendo that I left. You know, like Nintendo has a completely different
He left
face
at the right
these
time,
days.
didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, you had to ask yourself why he was leaving in the first place, right? You know what I'm saying? Like
Well, I
Nintendo
I
was
guess
in
I
a great
took it
spot at that point in time.
to a degree as Iwata.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about the, you know, the leadership and who's in charge right now. And Iwata is not in charge anymore.
Motherfucker's name's Bowser, bro. Anyway,
Come on.
That's the American.
That's the American. Well, Nintendo.
Yeah.
No,
Why'd
a lot
they
of this
hire
is
that
about,
guy?
you know, a lot of this is also about Nintendo of America.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because what they're doing now, instead of really promoting from within, because they don't really hire that frequently.
Right.
Now they really outsource more than
Oh
they
yeah,
hire.
totally.
Oh,
yeah.
They outsource with the chance for them to become official hirees of Nintendo.
It's like an internship almost.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And a lot of these people will do work for years and still not be NOA.
Well, that's an
Nintendo of
issue.
America,
That's
right?
an issue with the game industry as a whole,
Yeah.
not just Nintendo. But yeah,
Right, but it's really prevalent with Nintendo and
Right, currently,
current
yeah.
day. Exactly, right? And so, and nobody really sees any potential for change in the future because, once again, the company's kind of hurting. So, yeah, it's just kind of sad, man. You know, that logo used to just spark joy.
Yeah.
Like, whenever I see it, you know, like, I remember the gold case for Legend of Zelda.
Oh yeah.
You know,
totally.
it just made me so happy, man. And now I'm just like, God,
The Nintendo seal of approval, man.
absolutely,
Yeah.
dude.
It
I
meant
believed
something.
in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a shirt with that. on it.
Yeah.
I am still optimistic.
Remain there. Yeah, dude.
I
mean,
will
yeah,
I will hold
remain
on
there,
to my
remain there.
youthful
Unfortunately-
ignorance.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm pragmatic,
long as
man.
I
I'm
can.
just, I don't know. As a business-minded individual, I can't help but think about it from a different perspective because a business is made up of the people, and so if you don't take care
Right.
of your people, eventually you won't have a business.
True.
So I don't want
I'm
to see
with you
Nintendo
there.
fail. I don't want to see them go away.
Yeah. I know. I don't want to see them go away either.
Yeah, you know, they're very innovative, but it's one of those situations where, you know, unfortunately the veil has been lifted, and it's not a matter of just like, hey, you know, Nintendo makes me happy, so that means that they
Yeah.
must be happy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
no.
that doesn't exist.
That
anymore.
doesn't exist.
You know,
Well, and it doesn't exist really anywhere anymore.
I mean, that's
In,
factual.
in
Well, you have
small
some,
devs.
Yeah.
That's
Even
where it
small
exists.
devs.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, that's why indie devs are so popular, man. It's not just because they can produce games that are as fun with probably more heart and a more singular vision, but it's also that a lot of these companies you can look at and you can go, oh yeah, I can look all these guys up on Twitter and talk to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're regular fucking people.
Especially like
Yeah.
a lot of VR devs, man. It's so
Yeah.
easy to get
Dude,
into
you can just
chats
go
with
talk
them,
to
just
them.
like, hey, what's
Yeah.
up? You know what I'm saying? And so, and I even think, even as far as a large studio or a large company like Sony, Sony is still very pro community
Yeah.
and pro
Yeah.
development teams. You know what I'm saying? They don't really smother their teams. They're like, okay,
They do
make your
not.
shit.
They do not. They're anti-crunch, man.
Yeah, man. And so it's just like, just make your shit. You know,
Yeah.
whatever it is. It's like we're
You need another year?
yeah,
Cool.
cool. We got
Make it
mad
good.
games to come out. Yeah, we got
Make it-
tons of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's just a different thing. You know, when we get to the Microsoft issue, which
Yeah.
maybe we should have structured this a little bit better, but yeah, because that's a big issue. But
Oh, the Microsoft issue is a big issue. So I'm gonna interject right now.
Yes.
So I have an exclusive. The only reason I'm doing this is because
Exclusive,
it's starting to get
exclusive.
warm.
It
and
is hot in
I don't
here.
want
Hot,
this shit
yeah.
to be too warm.
Yeah.
When I drink it. What you guys know about Mountain
Oh
Dew
my
Flaming
God.
Hot? What you know?
Stop.
I don't.
Flaming Hot
Let me
Mountain
smell it.
Dew.
Flaming
Let me
hot?
smell it.
Is it
You
a
wanna
Smell it? I haven't
cinnamon?
even opened it yet.
Yeah, I don't even know
Let's
if
see
I
what's
want.
going on.
It's got to be. Is it like Big Red?
Smells like Mountain Dew.
That's terrifying.
I don't know about this. It's got a little fire dude on
It's
the
got a
label.
fireman.
It's Flamin' Hot Cheeto
I got
logo,
that
bro.
fire,
You know
man.
what it is.
I got that fire, man.
I got that
Lime,
fire.
it smells
that
like
fire.
Mountain Dew. That just smells like Mountain Dew.
It just smells like Mountain
It
Dew.
does just smell like Mountain Dew.
So here,
So-
I'll put it up to the camera so you guys can see. Look.
Mountain Dew ain't paying us.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
You just gotta see the little fire
This
guy,
is not a
that's all.
paid advertisement.
This is not a paid advertisement. Yeah.
It's me drinking something potentially disgusting.
Yeah.
This is my live
Hey,
Why
reaction.
don't you bring
And
out
to-
some plastic cups?
I can go get cups.
Go get some cups.
I don't
Let's-
think I have-
Oh, we're
let's-
gonna
let's
hold
just-
it up. We're gonna hold this up for some Mountain Dew.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Talk
Yeah,
amongst
if,
yourselves.
if you're gonna do it, then we're gonna do
It's
it.
coffee
Let's,
talk.
It's coffee talk.
Switch to
It's
the
gonna have
next
a little
topic.
coffee
Switch to the
talk.
next topic.
Well, I mean, yeah. What is the next topic?
It's that sword.
Sword and Fairy.
Talk about this Chinese ass game.
Well, I mean, honestly, that's a big deal. You know,
No.
well, I mean, because China is really kind of representing in the video game scene currently.
Yeah.
They've always tried to get like a foothold in the video games industry, but we're always largely overshadowed by Japan, of course. Right?
Yeah.
But you do have a lot of these Chinese studios, these smaller Chinese studios
Yeah.
that are putting out some like with Warm Snow, right? You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like putting out some A+
Well,
banger ass
It's the
games.
same thing that was happening in that's been happening in the film industry and the animation
Very true.
industry. You had all
Yes.
these small contracted studios and creative people in China working out like that were being outsourced this stuff.
Right.
And so, after a while they just built up enough clout and like talent and to where they're just like, well, we're just going to do it ourselves.
Right.
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 So I mean that's like again with like anime, there's a lot of anime that outsources to China.
Right.
You know,
Yes.
and now we got a lot of Chinese productions
Mhm.
coming to like Crunchyroll and stuff.
Exactly. Exactly. Which, in your estimation, does that still count as anime? It's anime, baby. Let's have a
Yeah.
conversation.
Yes. Yeah. Look, man, I'm not as hard nosed pedantic as I used to be about that shit. Look, if it's got animation, it's anime. I don't give a shit.
Damn, hold on, that's extreme. I mean, but it is a fact. At some point in time, I think we do have to kind of loosen our grip on these entertainment avenues that we enjoy.
Yeah.
Just because this animation is, I think it's more of a stylistic thing. You know what I'm saying?
It is, and at least for me, it's not really much of a stylistic thing because if you've watched enough anime, you know that it's not just the big eyes and the pointy chins and like wacky.
Well, usually
hair.
is cost control.
It's usually exactly. Usually it's just like, hey, they're literally animating on twos. Like, shit, they may not even be animating on twos. Wait, are they animating on ones? But shit, on like 13s. Like, fuck. It's a feeling, it's a culture thing, and that's what I've said before. That's why I brought up the whole like Amerime thing. It's just
Right.
like Castlevania to me never really seemed like anime. It is really good animation. It's obviously inspired by it, but there's a feeling and there's a culture that just isn't present in those that I look for in anime that I don't get when I watch.
Well, I
those
think
kinds
that
of
really it comes down to
But that's just me.
to a representation of life. I feel like
Yeah.
Castlevania was kind of dead. You know what I'm saying? It's phenomenal. Like I really enjoyed the anime series, but I feel like it's still like Amerime, of
Lifeless.
course, just done in an anime style. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. It's still like more of an American cartoon.
But I mean,
than
you
anything
think
else.
also too over in Japan, SpongeBob is anime
Right?
because all anime actually is colloquially is just animation shortened.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Exactly.
so.
But Sword and Fairy, you keep that, sick boy.
Oh, shit.
What I'm saying? Sword and Fairy is one of those Chinese titles that, of course, most of these only make it to PC. They don't see
Yeah.
console releases.
Yeah.
However, if you actually watch the trailer for this game is drop dead gorgeous.
It looks
right? It
beautiful.
came
It
out
is.
about a year
Yeah, it
ago.
is.
Yeah, for PC, and as a game, it's a lot of fun. Those boss fights are absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Some of the voice acting leaves a bit to be desired. Some of the environments, maybe they're static, but they're still absolutely beautiful.
That's super pretty.
But yeah, this studio, I forgot what the name of the studio is, but they're actually getting a console release.
cool.
And it's really, really cool, man. It's
Yeah.
like all of a sudden these avenues for
Like
exposure.
this and Wukong and a couple other things, man. China's making a breakthrough.
they're making a breakthrough.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, they're
Yeah.
finally being like taken seriously outside of like
Not
the mobile
just mobile.
market.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so yeah, just definitely check out Sword and Fairy. This is like their 7th or 8th game. This series has
Oh,
been
yeah,
it's
running
totally.
for a
Yeah.
long time, and it's very, very popular across the pond.
Uh-huh.
It looks
But
great.
yeah, I'm on it 100%. So
All right, let's try this flaming hot Mountain Dew.
there's that spice.
That's very underwhelming.
Man,
It is. The question comes to why. I feel like somebody just
Yeah.
fucked up
this
and
tastes like an orange Fanta.
Yeah.
yeah.
With like that somebody
That's
like.
they crushed up some hot Cheetos.
Yeah,
and
that's it.
yeah. You know, because you
The
get
guy
that spice
that,
from
like,
back in.
fucking crushed up hot fries.
Right,
Yeah.
right. The Andy Caps.
I love them
fries.
Andy
Yeah,
Caps.
Yeah, like
God,
they
I
took the
love
dust from the Andy Cap
those.
fries
And they put
just
it in a
shook it up
Fanta.
in there.
That's it.
Whose hood ass cousin came up with this shit? Somebody was just like outside the liquor store, and it's like they didn't have enough chips in the bag to share them, so it's like, here, you got the dust.
Okay, look.
And he just, I'm gonna put it in my drink, man. You know what I'm saying? I was like, it's like prison food.
Like a
This-
doo-wop.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like you have to kind of
Bebop. You call
Feel
them
like you
doo-wop?
gotta-
A doo-wop.
Is that
like,
okay? What is a
kind of
doo-wop?
chug it
A doo-wop's
before you
where
really
you-
get the heat.
Yeah,
I'll try
I would
that.
never
I'll-
want
I'ma
to
try-
drink 20
I'ma try
ounces
that.
of this shit.
Oh, hell
I would
no.
never.
But
No.
also,
Wait,
I didn't
wait,
want
wait,
it to
so
get
hold on, let's-
warm. I didn't want it to get
Oh
warm.
no, it only
'cause
gets
that'd
worse.
be worse.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So wait. We call them bebops where I come from. Are you talking about?
The honey bun, and then you like
Oh,
melt a
no.
candy bar, and yeah. So it's like
No, okay.
yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah, it's a different thing.
Okay.
Like yeah. You take
Because
like
the bebop is like Kool-Aid in a styrofoam cup, and then you freeze it, and then you
Oh.
can peel the styrofoam cup away. And
Totally,
eat
yeah.
It like
yeah, no,
yeah. Ghetto snacks.
You put a
Yeah.
stick. You put a stick in it.
No, man.
No,
You got a cup, man.
Yeah, you got a
Oh.
cup
Yeah, where you getting these sticks from?
I don't.
You know what I'm saying?
from the
Your
yard.
mama
He's
got
just
money.
gonna go
Oh,
get
yeah,
a
from
stick
the yard.
out the yard.
Oh, you don't put sticks.
He said sticks.
I was thinking like the ice
No, he wasn't
creams.
talking about.
You know when you,
he
you know
didn't
when
say
you-
popsicle
You
stick.
know when your
You see,
mama
wasn't
says
that
go
broke.
pick out a switch.
We wasn't
Yeah.
that broke.
She
You
whoops your ass and
we
then you
weren't
break
putting it
them
in
up
our
and-
drinks. Oh my God! Wow.
Just go get a dowel.
Dude, you have a weird view of poverty. You know.
Now let me chug this and see if I feel something.
I just want it out of the way.
Yeah, that's how I felt about it.
All right, man. All right.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird.
Why, man?
Why?
Marketing because people will fucking buy it. That's
Yeah,
the
this
thing.
is
You did.
nasty. isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's not
Yeah.
good. It's not good.
I'm still gonna drink the rest of it. Don't get me wrong, but
I sense indigestion in your future.
man, I had indigestion last night.
Damn. Well,
This is not gonna help.
Yeah, you told me about that.
And then I'm gonna eat some fucking hot wings later. Yay! I'm gonna
yay.
kill
All
myself.
right, might as well. They're gonna be delicious.
Yeah, double down, man.
You double down.
You ready for
That's
a double
what I do.
down?
I double
I
down.
double down. You know what I do when I get nervous? I double down.
Back to
speaking
our
of-
scheduled programming.
All right, so this is actually good shit.
That's some bullshit blazing.
That's some bullshit blazing. So Guilty Gear Strive Season 2. We finally got a date for a showcase
Cool.
for our Season 2
An announcement
showcase.
for an announcement.
Yes.
Announcement
Yay.
for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
Well, I mean-
isn't that great that we're there?
Hey, man, look, it's called
We're there
transparency.
now in
It's called
culture.
transparency, dude. Because look, you have all these studios like Namco, who's not saying shit about Tekken 8, right?
Oh, yeah.
You got,
Mhm.
pardon me, you got Capcom, who is just like, yeah, well, Street Fighter 6 is happening, but we're
coming.
not gonna tell you nothing about it.
You
You
saw
know what
the
I'm saying? Like,
dong.
right? Exactly. You saw it. You saw that dong.
You
know
saw
what I'm
it.
saying?
You were
For
looking
real.
right
That was
there.
a hog leg. But you have companies like Arc System Works and then SNK,
Mm-hmm.
who's just like, nah, man, it's like we're gonna keep you all informed, and so
They
it's
they like to trickle the content the
yeah,
whole time.
yeah, just let you know that
Uh-huh.
hey, we are working, and we want you to know that we're working.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is gonna introduce 4 new characters, which could be really, really interesting.
And we
Also,
have no idea who they are. I'm guessing we're gonna get Johnny.
well, we'll hold on 1 second before we go that far.
Okay.
But also system changes.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
And so that's going to be the really exciting thing because it's
What
going to
will
shake
they
up
add?
what will they do to this game, because it's kind of like what they did with what I'm expecting. It might be like what they did with Rev 2. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Where,
totally.
Yeah, where all of a sudden it becomes like a perfect version of itself. You know, because all of us who have played fighters our entire lives, you know that most fighting game IPs don't get good till number 2. You
Well,
know,
dude, like
number
Street
1's
Fighter
great.
4. Street Fighter 4 was fine. It came
Yep.
out and you're like, okay, cool, it's Street Fighter 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Super and then the Arcade
Edition?
Edition, they just perfected. They shined it all the good parts. They just
Yeah.
cleaned
Because
it up.
they were the ones who
added
coined it.
supers.
Dude, from the Street Fighter 1
Yeah,
to
man.
Street Fighter 2.
It's the same
you know,
thing.
Every time. Every time. And so Guilty Gear Strive, that's just an introduction to this system.
Right.
Now we're about to see some polish. So that out of the way, who do you want? Who do you think?
I mean, Johnny.
Johnny's gotta be
I don't
there.
know if Johnny's who I want, but Johnny's one of those that has to be in it. Is what I'm saying.
especially because
I mean,
May's there.
yeah, because I want fucking Zappa,
Uh-huh.
Bridget, and I don't know, somebody awesome. You know, somebody
Venom.
like see Venom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would love to see
man.
Venom.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Cliff.
Yeah,
Cliff and
dude,
shit.
that's what's up. That's what's
Get somebody
up.
crazy. in
And then,
there.
of course, one of them will be a brand new character.
Do you think
It'll
they'll do
probably
Order
be
Soul?
two? Do Order Soul?
Like eventually, I don't mean in this one, but do you think they'd bring Order Soul to?
I
Strive?
hope not.
Yeah, you didn't like
only
Order Soul?
because no, I like him. It's
Okay.
just that Soul is so broken,
Ah.
and Soul has been so broken
Yeah.
that shit. You added Order
Yeah.
Soul. I mean, you have to put Order Kai in.
You
as
don't like
well.
Tsubaki?
Yeah, man, it's like that dude is kind of a beast in Strive. And
Yeah.
so
Mhm.
I don't want another Soul. Not
Robo
yet.
Kai, that's who we fucking need.
Oh, dude, that'd be a
Yep.
good time.
Robo
would.
Kai's the
That-
shit.
that might actually
he comes in, drops, and then all his parts come together.
Uh-huh.
He's so fucking
Dude,
good.
I want Bedman. People don't
Dude,
like it when you
Bedman
say
was
that.
awesome.
I like it when you say that. I want Bedman. You know?
Bedman.
Yeah, have you
Dude,
seen
Bedman-
Bedman?
Oh my
I'm
god,
sure I
Bedman's so
have.
awesome.
He's
So
great.
it's like a mental patient that's on a bed and he's strapped to it. And
Uh-huh.
everything.
Yeah, I've
but
seen
his
him.
bed
And
is
he's
a giant
asleep.
monster.
He's
that-
asleep the whole
right,
time. So
right.
yeah,
He's
I'm
out.
in
He's
bed.
fucking
Uh-huh.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, but that bed's
Yeah.
fucking you up,
Uh-huh.
dropping bombs and shit.
Putting arrows on you.
Uh-huh.
yeah, dude.
Yes, dude. I love
I
it.
love Bedman.
Love it. And so
Who are
this
the other
is-
ones that aren't in this one?
The other Guilty Gear characters?
Yeah, from
Answer. I would love to see
Answer?
Answer as well. I
Okay.
feel like we didn't have a lot of time with Answer.
Mhm.
Yeah, like Answer would be really, really cool. Are you talking about from Rev or?
Well, just yeah, from Rev, exactly.
Yeah.
Because who don't we have? There's
I mean,
somebody else.
there are quite a few Guilty Gear characters, man.
Oh yeah, old school Guilty Gear characters. There's a shit ton of them.
Uh-huh.
You're right about that. I mean, I liked what's his name? Kai's brother.
No, that's not his brother. You talking about Sin?
Yeah, isn't that Kai's brother? Isn't that Kai's little brother?
No, is it his little brother? I don't know why I thought it was his kid, but I guess you might be right. Maybe it is. I thought he was somebody's kid. Because remember when they did that Muso game?
Yes. Yeah, you talking about Guilty Gear whatever it was
Right,
called.
yeah. I was like, come on. Because I have it on my shelf. I own that game.
I could see it. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That was a fun game.
Yeah.
Because Sin's in that.
Yes. Yeah, he's the main character. You have him and the weird girl with the demon balloon thing. You know what I'm
And then a
saying?
different kind of soul.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
but here's to say, May 25th, we'll find out some answers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. So, But there's only 4.
Yes.
And you know one of them's going to be new.
Mm-hmm. 2 of them probably will be. So we'll probably have 2 returning characters and then 2 brand new characters.
God. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's usually their pattern. So, we'll
So
see.
I don't see it on here, but I thought that I had the Team Southtown thing.
Yeah. Well, we might as well talk about that directly because that is coming out on Tuesday.
Team Southtown.
Yeah.
Oh, that was in the trailers.
Oh.
That's why.
Oh, okay. Well,
But yeah, anyway.
we're talking about it now.
Yep.
So yeah, we got a release date for these guys. Team Southtown is coming to us on the 17th. All right. So get your arcade stick ready. Get your paddle boards ready.
Man, look at that lineup, dude.
Boy.
Billy. Geese. Yamazaki.
Yamazaki. Did you watch the
Ugh.
trailer?
No.
Really? The trailer, man, is crazy because
I
they
didn't
start
even
off
wanna watch
with,
the
you know,
trailer.
Billy Kane. He's doing his shit.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, it's just dope. And then they bring out Yamazaki. And then there's like this long intro. He's like, what does he say? I
will stain my hands with your blood.
You know what I'm saying? And they show it all, man. He's got his predictable. Like
yeah, hell
all
yeah,
of
he
it
does.
is there.
Boom.
Yeah. 'Cause they know who we're looking
Yeah,
for
man.
real.
Uh-huh.
You know, Billy Kane's gonna, I think, really
Double
honestly,
replicant.
Yeah, yeah, and they had him doing double replicant against goddamn, what was Rock
Oh,
Howard.
hell yeah.
And he's just like
Oh.
outpacing him.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. It's like I taught you that
because
move,
Rock
motherfucker.
is Geese's son.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So Rock is Geese's son that was trained by Terry.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, no, daddy's
Uh-huh.
home.
That's
You
right.
know?
Uh-huh.
Oh my
Rising Storm.
Oh my God. It's going to be so hot. It's
Yeah,
going to be
man.
so hot. And I really do. I think Billy Kane's going to end up being the most broken character in the game.
I mean, it's kind of, well, the thing is, like, Geese is always Geese.
Yeah.
So we know where
know what to
we know
expect.
where he
Yeah.
is, right?
Uh-huh.
But with Yamazaki and Billy, it could go to bad places,
Right.
Real bad
Yes.
places. You know, I'm hoping Yamazaki has. I mean, I don't see why they would take this out, but the shit that they took, they made reference to in Blaze Blue with oh damn it, what's his name? You know, Michael Jackson with the. What's his name?
Michael Jackson.
Yes, he's totally Michael Jackson. He stands there. And
Oh,
then-
you're talking about Hazama.
Ouroboros, yeah.
Hazama,
yeah.
yeah.
You know the Hazama thing where he does the stomp the shit out of
yeah,
you thing? It
yeah.
comes from Yamazaki.
He does that. He does the stomps. But
Yamazaki
he also
does the
has a
stomps?
stupor where he pulls his hand out of his pocket.
Oh.
The hand comes out the pocket, baby.
Oh.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, he starts waylaying on your ass. You gotta watch this trailer.
Dude.
You gotta watch this. God, we've got
Hopefully
to.
he's got the knife too.
Huh, dude? Well, KOF 15 is well known for taking each character and giving us like the best version of that character.
Yep.
Right.
Yep,
They
yep,
like
yep.
crank them up to 11. It's like, okay,
Yep.
here's all their abilities. They got them all. And so Yamazaki's gonna be terrifying.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
gonna be really, really scary.
Yep, he sure is.
Yeah, and so this is exciting news. I wish we could watch that trailer right now. I really do.
So
I really do. That's good shit.
this is crazy shit. I know you haven't seen this.
Go
one,
get
the
'em,
Plank
Nah.
mod thing.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So I mean, I've seen Skyrim VR since the beginning because I got it shortly after I got PSVR. I even paid full price for the disc version of it, and I'm glad that I bought a disc because I really wanted to. That's debatable.
debatable.
Both of them are fucking hot. That's what it is. Yeah.
Right. But I see where you're coming from.
I do too.
I think
do
he's
too.
more
Yeah.
approachable.
Yeah.
Geese, you gotta predict some folks.
Yeah, because I mean, you have the.
high, mid, low.
Exactly,
Yeah,
you got the-
yeah, dude.
Whew,
Uh-huh,
we're
you
gonna
got
be
that
doing
counter.
it. We're
You
gonna
got
be
that
doing
counter
it.
where he just sticks his tongue out at you.
He also has the projectile deflect. And he
Uh-huh.
has the man. Okay.
Yeah.
Can't wait. But so when I first played Skyrim VR on PSVR, I was like, okay, this is terrible. This is fucking terrible. It looked bad. I played it
Were you
on
playing
a
on a
base.
base yeah.
on base PS4. It was one of the earlier patches, and it looked like ass. It played like ass. The way that the combat works in Skyrim VR, if you're doing melee, it's
not tactile.
dude.
You
It's
just-
so horrible.
Yeah,
You can just
well-
Yeah.
waggle it through a person,
Uh-huh.
and it's like so many hits per tick. So you can't just gah, 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 gah,
Yeah.
gah.
Right.
It's still like gah.
Yeah.
God,
Mhm.
yeah. So it'll fuck you up on that one too. It doesn't feel like you're actually doing any of the stuff, and then none of the objects are like manipulatable. You
Right.
can't pick shit up. You can't throw shit.
Can't slap a sign.
You can't slap a sign. You know,
Jesus.
and they've been continuing to add that kind of shit on the PC side, continuing to
Well,
mod it.
to modernize the gameplay.
Yeah, exactly. And because I mean, I already thought that the bow mechanics were pretty much perfect.
Oh, they were good.
Yeah,
They were-
right out the
I mean,
gate. Yeah.
but it was also kind of weird that the bow mechanics worked so well while the melee mechanics were trash.
Yeah, that they didn't spend any time on it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at this point, the modders have taken what we've seen in games like Saints and Sinners and
Blood and Sorcery.
Blade and Sorcery,
Blade and Sorcery,
and
yeah.
added it into Skyrim VR
Mm,
pretty much flawlessly, to the point to where now you can grab somebody by the face
Mm-hmm.
and push them away, or you can, or when you hit somebody, they actually react
Right,
to,
and
to
they
getting
react.
hit.
They react to the weight of the weapon as well. Like when he had the
yeah.
hammer.
Oh, totally. And he was
Boy.
smashing the guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
He was like, I never used to use hammers, and now they feel so satisfying to just
Right,
put it
because
in
in
somebody.
Skyrim VR you can also take daggers and you
Yeah.
can flip them upside down,
Uh-huh.
and so you can actually grab somebody and just yak,
Uh-huh.
yak, you know. So I mean,
Yep.
it's this whole mod. It adds interactivity
for everything.
for everything. So even if it's just a bottle on the table, you know what
Pick
I'm
it
saying?
up, throw it at somebody.
Uh-huh,
'Cause
yeah.
that's what, he was fucking with that guy throwing bread at his face.
Uh-huh.
It was just like
Yeah, and so you can sit there and act like you're drinking, or it's really for role playing, for the most
Yeah.
part, right?
Yeah,
Like you
totally.
can really kind of immerse yourself. You can finally slap those signs, which is
Yeah.
really kind of cool.
Uh-huh.
You know, I'd be super hyped just to slap Lydia around. You know, like,
Oh, shit.
I mean, I'm not promoting violence against women, but that bitch is annoying. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. God, man, I hated Lydia so much. And so just to be like, get out of my face. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm
away.
sworn to carry your burdens. Like, well, don't.
Shut up.
Don't. Go somewhere. And so, I mean, I do think it's really interesting to see Skyrim continue to develop at this stage.
Yeah,
You know?
and it's always the modders that make Skyrim or Bethesda games good.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, I see what you did there. Let's fix it.
Uh-huh.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute. They're
Yeah.
trying.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, for real. You see how easy this is for us?
Yeah.
Why can't you figure it out? I don't
Yeah.
understand. You know, and
But
so
I can't wait to try this out though.
yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
have to get it working.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
we're gonna have to do that. Did they ever finish a multiplayer mod?
Not that I know of. Huh?
Right. I know somebody was working on it, and they said they can get it to work like most of the time.
Yeah,
But that'd be the next step.
that'd be crazy.
Yeah,
God, that'd be
Skyrim
crazy.
VR, just 2 players. If they can just have 2 of us in there, that'd be great.
See, that makes me wonder with this next bit of news about Starfield.
That it is delayed until
It is
2023.
delayed.
But do you think that
They say
they'll
Q1.
add VR support for it? You think they'll launch a game that is already designed with the idea of having a VR mode?
It'd be a smart play,
You know,
but I feel like Starfield is gonna have so many problems when it first comes out that
that's just
they'll have
another
to-
layer of issues to worry
Mhm.
with.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if this wasn't if they weren't acquired by Microsoft, if they had been acquired by Sony, the situation
Then
would be
yes.
very different.
Yeah.
It'd be a hard yes. But with them being acquired by Microsoft, I don't think so. I think they're having enough issues getting the game finished.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and but I mean, I definitely think we'll see a VR version in the future. But it
I don't
might
see any
end up-
reason not to, because both Skyrim and Fallout 4 they made VR versions.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
I don't even know how well Fallout 4 VR did, because it was only on PC.
Right.
You know.
I've never seen sales figures, which
Yeah.
leads me to believe that it didn't really do that great.
Yeah.
But I played it at actually here.
Yeah.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
I
Fallout 4
thought it
VR
was-
is great.
Yeah.
Actually.
I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
I think the controls are a little clunky.
Agreed.
You know.
Yeah.
But I
Just
thought it
get more
was-
mods.
Right, there you go.
We'll-
There you go.
we'll
fix
fix it.
that. You know? We can fix it. You
Have you
know?
guys seen that commercial where it's the Russian guy talking about how he can turn anything into a pillow?
No.
No.
Yeah, it's some pillow company where you can take a picture of whatever and they'll send you a pillow, and he's totally just like looking at objects in the room. He's like this can pillow, and then it like is a pillow. He's like,
You
this
get
kid
this shit, dude.
a pillow.
All I ever get is you got that bag, you got that biggie bag.
I don't know that one. I don't know
You ever heard
one.
that? Wendy's, show the biggie bag.
Get the
You
biggie
know,
bag.
The biggie bag.
Oh,
Apparently
damn.
$5 get you some
Get
burgers
you
and
a
fries.
biggie bag.
And yeah, but that's the only commercial I get.
They got
these days.
Biggie on it.
Oh, that'd be hilarious. That'd be hilarious. No, man, I want to see the Russian dude making
Oh,
pillows
it's
out
great.
of cans.
and a kid. There's like a baby on the floor. He's like, baby is pillow, and then it turns
I
into
love
pillow. and
shopping
then he's
for
like,
the
you
wrong
can have
shit,
you can even have big pillow, and it's like a really. He's like, that baby is way too big. like it's fucking it's golden. Baby is pillow.
I love it. So, but anyway, Starfield. So, and then it's fine, right? It's fine that this is delayed. It needs to be. Take your
Oh,
time
yeah,
with
yeah,
it.
totally,
You know,
yeah.
Especially because we know
Yeah, I
how
mean,
Bethesda games work.
broke.
It's gonna be broke.
Yeah,
you know,
They work some of the time. That's how
Uh-huh.
they work.
Yeah, they work during that intro sometimes.
Jeez. Oh man.
But give it time to bake.
Mhm.
But that means kind of a weak holiday season for Microsoft.
Microsoft didn't
Yeah.
get shit this year.
They really don't, man.
Yeah.
They really don't. And a lot of people are kind of putting focus on 2023. It's like, okay, well, 2022 might not be great, but 2023 is going to be amazing. And it's like, well, that's
Yeah.
theoretical. You know, we'll see when these things actually launch.
I mean,
but-
one of the games that I'm looking forward to, it's actually, I'll say this before I talk about that. Most of the games that I see coming out on Xbox that look interesting to me are not exclusives.
Right.
That's the issue. So it's stuff that I could see people having an Xbox getting excited for, but it either is coming out on PC is on Game Pass,
Right.
or it's stuff
Yeah.
that's coming out on everything.
Exactly.
Because I mean, Atomic Heart is the one that I keep looking at and being like, I
Yeah.
need Atomic Heart.
Right.
Yeah,
You
that
know.
was-
Yeah.
But it's going to be on Game Pass. It's going to be on PC. It's launching on PlayStation.
Right.
You know, so that's not really an exclusive. And I mean, I don't even know if it's coming out this year.
Right.
I don't
but
think
then
we have a
again,
date.
I guess thinking about all the money that they're making just off of Game Pass for the people who just pay for it and don't ever even use it.
Yeah, totally.
You know, they're
I mean,
fun. They're like, yeah,
I
whatever.
barely use it.
I barely use it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think about it, but then most of the games are also on PS5.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
sometimes I just don't feel like booting up my PC and going
Yeah.
through all the hassle of
Mm-hmm.
trying to get shit
Getting
going. and,
PC'd.
yeah, getting PC'd
Don't
on
ever
me.
have PC problems.
Yeah, I know, man.
Oh,
So that's the
man.
deal. But then, yeah, I mean, that being stated,
Right into it.
you know what I'm saying? Like that's the big issue, man.
So we got not very many games coming out on Xbox, and then is it that Xbox Live went down? Is
Yeah.
that what? Yeah.
Yeah, they had a big issue with Xbox Live,
Mhm.
and it lasted for days,
Mhm.
like 4 days, I think. You know, or at the 4-day marker, they started fixing it, and then it still was
Shit,
fucked
it's
up
been
for a
days,
lot
guys.
of.
We gotta go
Yeah.
back to the office.
Right,
We're-
right. But the problem is, like DRM, right? Digital Rights Management.
Yeah.
They require an online connection for you to use the games that you've purchased.
Even disc
Right.
games.
Even disc games. And furthermore, for people who have a Series S,
Yeah.
where you don't have a disc drive, you know what I'm saying? Because with a disc game, usually it's a matter of as long as it's updated, then you
Oh.
can still play it. If it's
Yeah.
not all the way updated, then you're not going to be able to update it, so you can't play your own shit, right?
Yeah.
But if you own it digitally, you can't play it at all. So if Xbox Live is offline for whatever reason, you don't have a library.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got a nice little paperweight there.
Yeah.
You know, but
Mhm.
you can't do anything with it. And so a lot of people were locked out of playing.
I mean,
their
that'd
Xbox
hold the
games for a
door
long time.
open, wouldn't it?
It's not really that heavy.
It's got a rubber foot, though.
It does have a rubber foot. It just depends on the door. Depends on the door. PS5 would definitely hold the door open.
Hell yeah, it would.
Yeah. I don't know how you're gonna set it up, but I mean, it's gonna.
You just kick that little foot underneath
Why
the
couldn't
door.
they just make the top of that shit flat?
Yeah, because they're assholes. They want
Yeah.
to be on top.
Exactly.
It's the same thing
Literally.
with the PS3. They did the shit with the PS3. See, the PS4 was perfect, dude.
Yes.
It looked like a Big Mac.
Yeah,
you know,
especially
like
the Pro. The
yeah,
Pro is
with the
just-
middle bun. Yeah, they
Uh-huh.
added a middle bun, made it a
Yeah.
Big Mac.
Yeah, I loved it, man.
Yeah,
I loved it.
looks great. You can stack things on top of it.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was like,
this-
they're like, mm-mm.
You could stack something on top of it, and then it would catch on fire because that's where
Right.
the vent is.
Want to buy like a $20 indie game, then look and it's on Game Pass. Oh yeah,
No shit. Yeah,
everything-
man.
Everything's
Yeah.
on Game Pass. You know, which is great. But at the same time, if you can't even play the things that you've purchased,
Yeah.
that's a big problem.
And there are a
Yeah.
handful of people, especially those I think that bought into the Series S
Yeah.
ecosystem, that pretty much went, this is my Game Pass box.
right,
Yeah, and that's all I'm using it for.
Mhm.
Well, you
Yeah.
can't use it for shit at this point.
exactly.
Play a
And so-
DVD.
right? You know, I mean,
That's about it.
Maybe they're like,
Maybe.
oh, you don't have any current drivers.
No,
I
I can't even watch my
I
movies.
can't watch my movies. Yeah, I mean, but that's incredibly frustrating. And Microsoft hasn't issued a statement about like changing their DRM policies.
They don't.
because
Nah.
they don't care.
They
I
don't
mean,
care.
it's like whatever,
Nah.
man. You
Nah.
know,
Microsoft has been hard edged about this for what 10 years.
For a while,
yeah.
I
Well,
guess.
this is
pretty
the
much
same company that wanted to make the what was it? Xbox
always
One,
online.
Always
That's
Online,
exactly
and-
what I'm saying, man.
Basically a DRM
Yeah.
machine.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
Uh huh.
That's why Sony came up with that video, how to share a PS4 game.
All
And
right,
he hands
here
it
you go.
to his friend.
Thank
Done.
you.
It's like-
Truth, man. And so, but this is a pretty big deal. Like,
Yeah.
they really
Mhm.
have to reevaluate these things because apparently it's pretty easy to take Xbox Live off,
Oh, yeah.
offline. And then, I mean, people will fucking shit. What do you call it when people that would send too many packets?
DDoS?
DDoS. Like,
Mhm.
like DDoSing is real.
Mhm.
You know, people love to ruin people's fun. You know, and so it used to happen to Final Fantasy 14. You know, like, oh, here's some new content. Oh, here's some asshole coming to DDoS everything around the holiday seasons. Someone's gonna be DDoSing.
Oh,
you
dude.
know why? They didn't get the console that they wanted, so let's shut it down for everybody else.
Fuck
you know?
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, so I don't know. I hope they figure this one out just for the consumers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. If a foreign entity wanted to mobilize the entire gaming community to do something, that's all they need to do is take down all of our gaming networks, and then we're all
Right.
fucking pissed.
Hey, we're pissed. Absolutely, we'll take to the street. Well, I don't know. That
No.
means you have to go outside.
Yeah, we'll take to Twitter. We'll-
Elon Musk has
complain
got us.
on Reddit.
Musk is like, it's all right, guys. Just buy a Tesla. You can fucking play Fallout on it. It's fine.
Yeah, it'll drive itself too. Don't worry about
and
it. You know.
can play Fallout while it drives. It's fine. You can do both of those things.
Oh shit, Evo.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this little bit of news is really kind of cool.
100K, dude.
Yeah, especially considering that Nintendo actually has taken money out of the prize pools for Evo Evolution. And for the people who don't know, is a annual fighting game tournament that is held in Las Vegas, and it is the world's largest fighting game tournament.
Right.
Just period. And it has been for years and years and years. It started very grassroots.
Is that the first big esports event?
Evo?
Mm-hmm.
God damn it.
I mean, I know they
Being
had.
from the community,
Yeah.
being a part of the FGC, I hate esports. I hate the term, but the answer is yes.
It's yes.
It's
you know,
yes. Yeah.
because like I
It's-
mean, they
it's
definitely
what
held
exposed how much
championships
money
before.
you could make
Yeah,
from
that's
esports.
Yeah.
really
That's
it.
what it
Yeah.
did.
Mhm.
You know, because when it started, it was super grassroots. It was just people who love playing fighting games, and it's like, okay, well, let's get everybody together, and we're just gonna get together in this convention space, and it's gonna be cool. And then it grew to such a degree that they have these giant auditoriums, and it's like almost like BJCC style. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a wrestling match or a boxing match.
Essentially a
Seriously.
convention now.
Right,
Yeah.
right, and with Sony's acquisition of Evo, Nintendo, has been pulling out and lowering the prize pools for Smash, et cetera, et cetera. Warner Brothers, however, has come forth since Multiverses is coming out soon, and they have 2v2 matches with a $100,000 prize pool. Here lately, prize pools for fighting games have been just lowering and lowering.
Yeah,
and lowering.
10K, 5K. I've
Right,
seen
and
them
these
like
people
that.
have
Yeah.
travel expenses. People come from Japan, like
Uh-huh.
all over the
It
globe.
might cost them that much to get
just to
there.
get there.
Yeah.
Right? These motherfuckers said 100K.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've got to be confident, especially in that environment.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen recently, Warner Brothers does like throwing money around.
Yeah, they do. They do. Hey, I'm all for them throwing it at FGC
Do it.
members.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, because these people do commit to learning something very difficult, man. Fighters, you remember, did you see that video where the FPS players were trying to play fighting games?
Fuck yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
And they were like,
yeah.
Street Fighter's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. This is ridiculous. And started complaining about it. And it's like,
Oh
"Ah,
shit, you
get
gotta
good."
learn something?
for real.
Man, that sucks, doesn't it?
Sucks. Come get waxed.
That's so funny, dude.
And so, but these
Go
people,
look at them Tetris players. See how that is. You know
know,
what I'm saying?
seriously, and they don't make any money. They don't make any money, man.
shit
They
for
commit
money.
they commit hours and
Yeah.
hours and hours to this thing and don't make any money.
Because I mean, Robbie's right. There was StarCraft tournaments, and I mean the
But it wasn't
what's
like
the name
Evo.
of the what's
Like
the name of that
League of
arcade
Legends
game
and stuff like that.
tournament circuit that
Wait,
that's
which
been
one?
around since the 70s, dude. There's the
I kind of missed what you said. The what tournament?
arcade game, like Donkey Kong, and they do Pac-Man runs, and they do all this stuff, and it's for high scores. There's
yeah.
you know what I'm talking about, because like
Right.
there's the guy that cheated on the Donkey Kong Jr.
Oh,
shit,
yeah, and he had
yeah.
to,
Yeah.
give back his give back his shit.
Yeah, because all of
his
that's
title.
Is
or
it
whatever.
Twin Galaxies? I think is the name of the place. They've been doing tournaments
Right.
since the 70s. Is what I'm
Right,
trying to say.
But I
Yeah.
think
But
what-
Evo is the first time I think it got to
like
this.
to it, yeah.
Right,
yeah.
right, to like on that scale,
Mm-hmm.
because the Evo is really primarily mostly about Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? That's what it
seriously.
was. Like, we're playing some motherfucking Marvel, we're
Yeah.
playing some Tekken, we're playing some Soul Calibur, but then it just started growing and growing and growing and growing, and more games get showcased. And then, of course, with the introduction of the online era, all of a sudden this is easily broadcast as well. And you see these giants, and for a lot of our generation, like this is our boxing, man.
Yeah, dude,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like this is
Yeah.
our sports.
I mean, yeah. I know more people that are in the FGC than I do that are modern fighters.
Yeah,
Yeah,
seriously, man.
right.
Like I mean, I will just sit there and watch fighting game tournaments,
Yeah.
and be completely happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
Watching Tekken 7 tournaments, dude, that's like one of my favorite pastimes. KOF, I think it's
Nintendo World
great.
Championships, that's another
And
one.
so,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but still, it's not to the degree of Evo. Once again, it's just like, okay, here's how one genre
Yeah.
can make millions.
Yep.
Right? And so that's kind of the thing here. But it's just good to see, I say good, to see Warner Brothers having that level of confidence in their game, man. Because, I mean, these people, Their job is to see frames and break shit down, and see flaws in your design.
And it's coming out a couple months before Evo. Is that right?
The alpha is.
The alpha is. So they'll be able to kind of train up on the alpha, and then what is it launching like?
I think it's like right there before Evo. We'll actually get multiverses.
Man, I don't know if that's a good idea. I think they should have put it in people's hands a little bit longer.
I think
that's what I'm saying.
I think you want to have a level playing field as much as possible. I think that kind of showcases because you don't want it to be like.
What if
this
it gets
game
on the
is
world
only-
stage and everybody goes, "Man, this game sucks."
That's a possibility.
That's
That's a strong possibility. But with us being in a situation where, or in an environment where Super Smash Brothers isn't really on the table, then an arena-based fighter like this, there's kind of a gap. This is the same thing that happened with Dragon Ball Fighters, right? Dragon Ball Fighters hit at a perfect time.
No Marvel
because
right
there was
now?
no Marvel right now.
Yeah.
We'll take that spot, And now it's like, okay, what are you going to do? How are you going to get it back, Capcom?
Yeah.
They're like, well, okay, well, Street Fighter 6, and it's like, well, we need a versus game, bro.
Yeah.
That's what we want, and so, we'll see.
They need a new Capcom Fighting Evolution that actually just has fucking everything.
They just need CVS 3.
Yeah, they really do. Yeah.
Now with SNK just shining, now's the time.
Yeah.
Just do CVS 3. Cut Disney out of the equation, and let's go back with the original giants, the OGs.
Yeah. Disney. Wow, I didn't even think about that.
Hey, they're back.
Trailers. We
Them
got
boys.
A shit ton of trailers.
How many trailers do we really have? Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
We don't know.
I don't think we
I
have.
have no idea.
No.
Right.
You have it already.
his wrist got tired. His hands started cramping.
Your hand sick, Scott? Your hand sick?
Pull up the list for himself.
Look, you got it. You got it.
Okay.
You just scroll through. We'll figure it out.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So they gave us a trailer giving us side-by-side stills, essentially, of movie footage and game footage.
Is it movie footage like the original movie? Or, okay, not the Netflix.
Like 74? Was that 74? 79. Was it 74? I think it was 1974. In the 70s, Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out. It's that original footage versus like game, but it's all just environmental footage. We haven't seen any characters, and so it looks good. It's not 1-to-1.
Hey man,
what?
Why'd they let that motherfucker on the van?
I don't know.
Would you ever let that dude in your van? Never.
Not once, not ever.
Never.
Not now, never.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I think that bugs me the most out of that whole movie. Where I'm like, you let that sketchy son of a bitch on the van,
right?
Really? That guy?
Y'all tripping. I mean, it was the 70s, man. Free love. Everybody was tripping nuts.
Yeah.
But I feel like even if I had eaten a whole bunch of acid, I'd be like, oh fuck no.
I would have been able to see the vibes off that
exactly.
guy. He's this dark color. He's like all this radiating red off of him.
I don't think that I would take my eyes off of him. The whole time I'd just be looking.
Yep.
They're like, stop, you're staring. I'm like,
but there's an evil phantom surrounding him that I can't stop looking at.
You're just waiting for it to come. And so, I mean, I'm curious about this game. I expect it to suck. But
really? You think it's just gonna suck?
I'm weird about some licenses, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's like you got to prove it to me.
I think they could do it right. I mean,
I think they could.
I don't think we've seen enough to have a good judgment on it, but I think it's very,
why I'm nervous.
very easy to suck.
Right.
I can agree with that.
If they're just like, hey, look at our environments, I'm like, okay, well, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, while it is about the environment, sure, but it's more about the visceral nature of the situation. You know what I'm saying? So show me some action.
Because I mean, we already got Resident Evil 7.
Exactly. We got RE7, and we got, and maybe next on the list, Evil Dead. Right?
Evil Dead. You called it.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm good. Nigga been practicing. But it's like, I mean, Evil Dead actually looks entertaining.
Yeah, it does.
It looks really entertaining. And so we got the launch trailer for Evil Dead. So it is now live. You can pick it up. I think, what is it, $40?
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's sitting at $39.99. But it actually looks really, really good. And the reviews have been mostly positive for it.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's sitting at like a 4.2. And so out of 5.
There was another Evil Dead game that came out.
It was not very good.
There was one of them that was good though, or that people at least enjoyed.
Yeah, there's a few.
There's a few Evil Dead games, right?
Yeah, this one looks brutal, man.
Yeah,
it's $39.99. Yeah, like it looks crazy.
Who's developed it?
Let's see.
I have no idea who the developer is.
Yeah, I really wasn't following this game super hard
Yeah, me
because
either.
I expected it to suck.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know, once again,
yeah.
licensed games,
Uh-huh.
I get nervous about them,
Yeah.
man. Like you have to show me. But this is Saber Interactive.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Well.
so yeah, apparently it's pretty good. So
Yeah, go check out the trailer.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I might pick it up. It's 4-player. That might be a cool thing for us to think about.
Yeah.
So,
it's 4-player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we can we'll ponder this one. We'll get back to you guys. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this looks awesome.
This looks cool.
This looks really cool.
Yeah.
You know.
Zoneless zone.
Zinless
Zone
Zone
Zero. That's
Mhm.
it.
Yeah, it's another heavily
Yeah,
anime inspired action game. Yeah, it reminded me a lot of like a more polished Honkai Impact.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, somewhere towards there or God, I never remember the name of that.
Have
Scarlet
anything-
Nexus.
Okay, it's like Scarlet
Oh,
Nexus.
okay.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, totally. It's got some Danganronpa style
Yes.
like vibes going on
Uh-huh.
to it,
Yeah.
especially with the aesthetics. You know.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
but the animation for the characters is
Oh, it's fucking
ridiculous.
Oh,
like
it's
it's like I said to
flawless.
him. Why are games so much better at making 3D anime
Right.
than anime
Anime.
is at making
And I
3D
told
anime?
you it's because they keep trying to they don't lean into the 3D enough when
Yeah.
they do it for television.
Yeah.
That's true.
They try to
they try
yeah.
to make it look like 2D
They
too much.
they still do kind of
yeah,
stiff
yeah,
animations.
They,
and shit
they,
like
they
that.
animate
yeah.
on like fucking 5s and 6s
Yeah.
instead of like leaning
Instead of
into
just
the fact that you
let
can
it look smooth,
just
man.
look
Let it
smooth,
look smooth.
Yeah, because that gunner, boy.
Oh, dude, seriously.
Yeah, yeah, little Devil Dante down
Oh
there.
yeah, totally.
Dude, flossing. And so check out this trailer though. If you're an anime fan, like you're
It's very anime.
It looks
it's
hot.
so anime.
It's very
It's
anime.
super anime.
Uh-huh.
And so yeah, scope it out.
Yeah, it's crazy too, because I mean, this is gameplay graphics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, the more I'm looking at it, I'm like, yeah, these are actually 3D assets.
Yes.
It is.
Look at that skateboard over there.
It's wild,
yeah.
dude. Yeah, I'd love to see a man, what's the name of that fucking game?
No More Heroes.
You're in my brain.
Love it.
Looking like this though, and No More Heroes looking like this.
Oh, hell
yeah, dude.
It'd be real good.
Yeah. Don't you wish Suda51 knew how to make games?
Man, goddamn it! Can't you just give your ideas to
Man,
somebody
he'd be
else,
fucking
dude?
dangerous if he actually knew how to make a goddamn game.
Jeez.
He'd be the best in the biz.
That
You
guy.
know?
Yeah, yeah. He's
Grasshopper
tenacious though.
manufacturer.
He's tenacious.
Yep.
Sometimes that's all you
Um,
need.
here's
Ask
another
Makoto
trailer.
Shinkai.
Here's another trailer.
Yeah.
It exists.
This is a show that's coming out.
Look
Uh-huh.
at this
on
picture.
Netflix.
Look at this cast here.
Look,
Look at this cast.
Who took
I don't
this
see
photo?
one Chris Rockfucker Redfield
No.
at all.
No, they're gonna
Okay.
gender bend him.
Man.
Well, and then also, who would take this picture to promote Resident Evil?
Right.
Like, you know, it looks like maybe it would be like a reality show or a sitcom. Or
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Life
yeah.
of the Kardashians.
Oh yeah.
You know, but
Next
no.
top model.
Yeah, yeah.
Some shit. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, watching the
Got
watching the
Tyrese in the
trailer,
middle.
it might be okay.
You know,
It might be okay.
it might be.
Maybe, but
Mhm.
at the same time, I think they're pretty much stumbling on what they're going to do with this license. You know,
Yeah.
Well,
like
isn't
they
it
have, like ever since the Mila Jovovich movies like ended,
yeah.
they haven't known what to do with this.
That's
with
because Resident Evil's identity has been shot, and what they need to do is just discard all the shit and just look at 7 and 8
Yeah.
and ride it.
Oh man, really?
Just
yeah.
ride it. Like let's take that, give that the Texas Chainsaw Massacre treatment. Go back to horror instead of
But
it being action.
Yeah, but do you want to watch it? You want to play it? Like
Well,
that's
then there's that.
right.
Then there's that. Well, I mean, but if you're going to, and that's the best part about 7 and 8 being first person, I think that it would lend itself more to filmmaking. You know what I'm saying? Because like we know how Ethan feels.
Yeah.
At every step of the way,
Totally.
right?
Yeah.
And we know the
Everyone
things that
hates his hands.
he.
Yeah,
well, I mean,
why?
what's left of him?
What's
you
left?
know,
Yeah.
Jesus
It's fine. I'm gonna
Christ.
pour this juice on my
Uh-huh.
hand, and
Pour
my
the
coat's
juice
gonna
on it.
fix.
Exactly. Well, that motherfucker was stapled on to begin with,
Yeah,
you know, and so.
When Demetress cuts your hand off, though.
Oh, and that shit just
it just slides
slides
off.
off. Yeah, that was such a clean cut,
It
boy.
was.
And so I like.
He just puts it right back on.
He puts it
Oh,
back
yeah,
on. We're all good.
Yeah, you know,
Put the
put some
bottle
tussin on
Oh,
it.
tussin.
A little bit of
No,
tussin
it's
on
that
that.
ninja cough. Is
That
what it
ninja-
is.
This episode is brought to you by
Ninja Cough.
Cough. which is actually cough medicine.
That's
that he
the
has in
cough
his
medicine they
pocket.
gave me at the doctor's office.
It is literally
called Ninja Cough.
NINJACOF.
COF.
Dude, I want a shirt.
COF.
I want a Ninja Cough shirt. I want one. That's
It's
hot.
nasty.
That's hot, dude.
There's a
Resident
trailer.
Evil.
It'll be-
Yeah,
eh.
yeah. We'll see. I've been hurt before. I've been hurt too many times.
Oh, with Resident Evil?
Yeah.
Yeah, come
too
on.
many times.
Come on, man. They
Yeah.
they hurt us every third entry. Like the next one's gotta suck, guys, because these last two have been bangers.
Yeah,
The next
yeah. Well, they
one's
say
gotta suck.
they're pretty deeply into development of 9. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think Apocalypse is what people are thinking that the name's gonna be. And so-
Okay. Wasn't that also a Mila
Yeah.
Jovovich movie?
Yeah, right, you know,
Bad
it's,
move, guys. Come on. Just
yeah.
stop recycling the same fucking
Yeah.
words over and over again.
We'll see what they do, man.
Huh?
I'm very, very curious, but
They
outside
just
of
pick their subtitles out of
Mhm.
the hat, man.
They're gonna do
Yeah.
Old Man Leon.
Old man Leon.
What the fuck else are they gonna do? You know they're gonna do some shit like
God,
that.
it'll be better than that last Leon that we got.
Well, I don't know, man, because like
In that last movie.
oh yeah, God.
Jesus.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I was thinking the remake of Resident Evil 2.
Oh,
I wasn't even
no, that was
considering
hot.
that fucking movie. I was
right.
ugh.
Now all I see is him listening to his headphones while
Yeah.
the truck is coming barreling into
Yeah.
the front of the police station.
See, and that Wesker sucked.
oh,
that was a
God.
bad Wesker.
You know, and
You know?
Wesker's a hard character to fuck
Well,
up.
that's Wesker. Right, man. They're like
Can we move on?
this ain't
Yeah,
that
I
big.
don't
You
wanna
know
talk
what?
about this
You know what
anymore.
doesn't look like it's.
This looks
Gun Brother
wonderful.
This looks
Hey, guess who made it?
good.
Devolver.
Devolver. Jesus Christ, Devolver Digital. Can you
Devolve.
guys calm down?
No, they
How do you-
can't.
Just
They
release
are
the console.
incapable.
Just
Yeah.
release the console, man. Just
Yeah.
let me get a Devolver
God
box.
damn, dude.
You know?
This looks good.
I don't understand how Devolver just makes bangers. Like, and the fucked up thing about the Devolver games too is that you can see a trailer of it and know it's a banger.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not. It's no question at all. This game's gonna be awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
It's got some.
Well, because it's all gameplay.
It's all gameplay.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is very reminiscent of another Devolver game, Katana Zero.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like Western Katana Zero with a umbrella shield that has a gun in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you lose?
Beautiful.
You can't fail.
Fuck. Yeah. This little trench coat man fights other little trench coat men.
Yeah.
It's like if you just
You
look
can,
at him, it's like,
like-
oh, is this Spelunky?
You can,
and
like-
then he starts moving.
And
Yeah,
it looked
you
like it
can,
got
like,
weirder and weirder as
Uh-huh.
the trailer went. I was like, where is this fucking going?
Right.
You can
And,
kind of float with it.
Yeah.
You know, you
Uh-huh.
can shoot down at
You
the
can lean
ground
with it.
and
You
they're
can rock
also
with it.
they're not afraid to make a game that's like 5 hours long.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know? It's just
Five,
like, here's
five
5
hours of perfection.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No bloat.
Well, they're not
Yeah.
afraid to
Let's
lean
go.
into the gaminess of
That too.
making games.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and this uses that same pixel art style that Katana Zero did, which I just think is beautiful because it's 2D, but it's all lit 3D.
Yeah.
You know, so
Oh, it's
everything.
lit.
Oh, it's yes. Yes, it is. This is an instant buy though. This is
Yes.
a
Oh,
no
absolutely.
questions.
This is gonna be on
Yeah.
Switch and PC.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
which
said later
means
this year, but
maybe
we don't
Game
know when.
Pass.
2023.
Is it 2023
Oh,
the
it
release?
is? Okay.
Well, you know what? I can wait.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll give us so much other shit to play, so
Right.
that's cool.
Man,
This next one looks funny.
I am about this.
I know.
Okay.
That's why I shared it. I was like, this is all you, baby.
I mean, I'll play any Souls-like just to see if they're good or not.
Uh-huh.
This one's so charming
Uh-huh.
that I can't help myself.
What a great idea.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
so good. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, because that's one thing
Another
about
Crab's
a Souls
Treasure
game.
is really the best part about it. Because at first
Yeah.
I was like, another Crab's Treasure, what the fuck? And then you see that the whole game is about getting a new shell, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, it's another Crab's Treasure.
Yep.
Oh my god! And you can obviously just pick whatever crap up and put it on your back.
Yeah,
'cause
it's
it's
just
like
trash.
Yeah,
like
it's
an
trash.
ocean full of trash.
that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
Or shells or what the fuck ever. Yeah. Great.
It's like you got a Lego piece on one of them.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it makes me wonder if that's a big mechanic in the game, though, is the degradation of the
Your
thing
shell,
you have on your
whatever
back.
You have on your
Yeah.
back, probably.
Uh-huh.
They'll have to force you to change those things like a lot.
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So
Try out the different ones. They all have different abilities, maybe
Mhm.
that kind of thing. But all in all, it looks like a Souls-like game, and it actually looks like a fairly competent Souls-like game.
Oh yeah.
And the way that they're portraying certain things is just genius. Like, did you see the lobster that was like a mounted horseback?
Yes.
dude? And he had the straw with the cap on it that he was using to joust you. You know what I mean? So it looked like somebody deposited their drink in the ocean, and this motherfucker picked it up. He's like, "Now I am a joust lobster." Like, it's like I'm so about this stupid game.
Dude, I love taking just like such a serious concept like a Soulsborne and be like, all right, well, let's add a little bit of cute.
We're gonna keep
Yeah.
it up.
Yeah, let's
Hell
cute
yeah.
it up. It's still gonna be hard as fuck, just know that. But let's cute it up a little bit. Why not?
It's not good. It's just not good.
You're still drinking it.
Yeah.
I mean,
why are you still drinking?
I paid
it?
money
You paid
for it.
Oh.
Yeah, protecting that investment. Yeah.
Like, I put
Yeah.
down the $1. I'm gonna drink it.
I'm very upset that I had the amount that I had. It sucks that I have to admit that I drank that now.
I'm upset.
I am. I haven't had a Mountain Dew in I've never even liked Mountain Dew personally.
Oh, you're not a Mountain Dew guy?
Mm-mm,
Not
nah.
even Baja Blast?
No, don't care anything about it. Now I'll
You get a taco
give me
and a
some,
Baja Blast? That shit
I'm
goes
an
together.
Orange Fanta guy.
This pales in comparison to an Orange Fanta.
Right,
Yeah.
right. There's
Or
no
an
comparison.
Orange Crush.
I got my spine. I got my spine. But I mean, I just don't. My mom was like big
Yeah.
into Mountain Dew and Mellow Yellow growing
yeah.
up, and I was Sprite.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Dang, Sprites are hot, man. And you put a Jolly Rancher in that motherfucker.
Hey, and some lean. I'm
Was this
just
the
playing.
last thing?
No, it's 3 others. It's
Oh yeah, Crimes of the Future.
yeah.
I didn't put the. I did put
No,
the
you
other
did.
two on there.
You did.
Yeah, I did.
No, yeah.
Okay, so we got a new Cronenberg film, a new David Cronenberg
Yeah,
film.
this looks good.
This, so Crimes of the Future. Cronenberg already made a film called Crimes of the Future in the 70s, in 1970, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
It doesn't have anything to do with this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Cronenberg's crazy, which we already knew,
Yes.
and here's another crazy look into his crazy fucking mind.
Yeah, it's like a biopunk.
This
kinda
has
like-
a lot of BioShock kind of thing going on to
Yeah.
it, right? As far as the splicing and everybody pretty much modifying themselves beyond,
Yeah.
you
Well,
know.
it's like all the technology is very bio-based.
And it
kinda
seems
thing.
like there's
Yeah.
this concept of creating a new organ that you can feel something more than whatever our pathetic existence is. It really seems like what they were trying to get at is that it's, I mean, just from the trailer, of course, don't know, but
Yeah.
it seemed to me like they were trying to get at that there's this new organ that lets you actually experience the totality of life is the idea.
yeah.
But Viggo Mortensen keeps tearing his out. Isn't that-
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Alright.
Viggo Mortensen, Scarlett Johansson,
Yeah.
and I can't remember.
Yeah, and this guy.
Yeah. And this guy.
And
yeah, what
that
you were
guy.
saying is
I just
the-
don't know if
I'm
that's where
pretty
I'd put my extra pair of ears.
Dude, I know. What
Yeah.
he wants to hear up there. He's
Yeah.
got a really dope Dolby Atmos setup,
Oh,
so he
that's
wants to make
what
sure
it
he's
is.
catching
ears
Yeah.
on the back of his, if you look, he's got ears on the back
Backside,
of his
yeah,
head.
yeah. He
He's
has
Oh,
a-
got-
yeah, he
he's
is doubled
nothing
up on the
but
ears on the
ears.
side.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if he can wiggle the ones on his head.
I mean,
If that's the only, that would be the only
That's-
redeeming factor. The hearing part is a
wiggle all of
byproduct.
them.
I just want
Yeah.
to give it a flitter.
Hey, you know what trailer we didn't put on here that I just thought of? The new Avatar trailer.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't they play that on like a loop in like theaters?
I don't know. Did they?
Yeah.
On a loop.
Yeah, they like
How does that
in,
work?
in a couple of theaters they they had one auditorium and they would just play the trailer on a loop. You know,
Did people pay to go in there?
I assume.
Or it should have been free. It
Yeah.
really should have
I
been
mean,
free.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense if it's free.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, like I would have gone into. I mean, you could charge me for it too if you had an auditorium where they just played the intro to Skyfall over and over and over
They
again.
just go-
Dude, yeah, I would watch
Uh,
that over and over and
yeah.
over again and have Adele singing to me.
Oh, that was Adele.
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, she slew it.
Mm-hmm.
Slew it. Yeah, so this looks weird and
It
cool.
looks like
We're gonna watch
exactly
it.
what I want.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what.
we'll be talking about it in the future. It's
Yes.
coming.
Indeed.
We will talk about the crimes of
Of the future
In the future.
Now, I'm gonna go ahead and say this.
Yes.
He is not the person I imagined would play Weird Al, but there's a movie Weird coming out. It's
Uh-huh.
the story of Weird Al.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't I think of his
Daniel
name?
Daniel
Radcliffe.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. He's too short.
Who cares about
You
that,
think
man?
you
It's a
think
movie.
that about everybody?
They're all.
Yeah.
Everybody's too short. Okay. Everybody's
Yeah.
too goddamn short.
That's your like main
That is
criticism.
of almost
of
any
everything.
right.
I just want people to watch a movie about Weird Al Yankovic.
Well, I'm
that's
solid
not
about it.
UHF.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Which UHF's awesome.
It's great, but still, this is about Weird Al.
and Madonna's in it.
Dude, You know what I'm saying? Like, look,
like peak Madonna.
Weird
like
Al Yankovic is so legendary,
Yeah.
man, and so many people just only think about like Polka Your Eyes Out or like
Oh, yeah.
Amish Paradise
I'm
or whatever.
fat.
I'm fat, right?
fat.
It's like people don't even
Come
know.
on.
They don't even think about like, oh, I could go see Weird Al Yankovic
Yeah.
perform live. They
Yeah.
don't think
Yeah.
about that, right? It's like, okay, these are just parodies. They don't mean anything. He's just a jokester, whatever. He's a bomb-ass musician.
Right, he
that
is
motherfucker's a
serious.
bad
Oh,
man.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's bad, dude. He's just bad with an accordion.
He
Dude,
shreds
and
know
his,
what I'm saying?
his backing band are
They're
fucking
amazing.
They're
great.
they slaughter
fucking-
everything
Hell
they
yeah.
touch. I'm talking about like note perfect to whatever it is that they want to cover.
Yeah.
They do perfect covers,
Uh-huh.
you know, and then make
Yeah.
it their own. I've seen him live a couple of times, and every time I'm just like, dude, he's a fucking rock star.
Oh yeah.
You know, and you wouldn't think it just by listening to his music, but when you see him on stage and he does pick up that accordion and start shredding with it,
Yeah.
you know, he will rip his shirt off, and it's like, what the fuck, Weird Al? Like, I thought you were friendly, you know, and no,
ferocious.
he's
Right.
ferocious, man. He's a killer out there in the street, and
Well,
so
what I'm hoping for with this movie is
Yeah.
that they do something similar to like Walk Hard or like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood,
Well,
where they have a
that's
lot of
different.
real people
Uh-huh.
as characters
Oh.
being characters
Characters.
of
Yeah.
themselves.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for instance, this
I-
Madonna, I would like the Madonna character in that to be like the cartoonized version of who Madonna is as a person, because I don't think that this movie's going to take itself too seriously.
Well,
because it's
yeah,
about Weird
it's
Al.
about Weird Al, but at the same time, I
You
think
know?
that Weird Al needs to be represented in a way that can help people understand that he is a true musician.
Oh, totally,
not
yeah.
just like, you know.
But he's also very good at absurd humor.
yes, absolutely.
Because I mean, I
Absolutely.
loved him on Tim
Well,
and
there's
Eric too.
obviously
Like
going to be
he'd
a-
show up and be hilarious.
There's going to be obviously.
something like Walk
There's
Hard.
definitely going to. It's. I don't think it's going to be lean quite as much into silliness.
Because Walk Hard's a parody. I mean, it's a straight up
right,
parody,
Yeah,
it's
right?
completely a
Because-
parody.
It's
Yeah.
satire.
Yeah, but for instance, the way that Jack White plays Elvis,
Yeah.
in that, like
Yeah.
that's what I'm kind of thinking of. Is like,
Look out, man.
yeah, maybe they'll have a couple other people that are totally real people that were around
Look
Weird
out
Al.
now.
Yeah, only two people know that: the Chinese and the King.
Chinese and the King.
I'm one of them.
Look out, man.
Look out, man! I love that stupid movie.
I love that movie.
Me too, man.
But no, this looks
In
good.
my
It's gonna be good.
dreams,
We
you
might-
blow me.
Some kisses. We really might have to go see this one.
Oh no, that's happening.
That's
I'm all about it, and I expect it to be great.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
'Cause, I mean, for him to
expect
sign
this
off
one
on
to
it,
be great,
like,
too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I think that everyone who's going to be a part of this is going to treat it with great care.
Yeah.
I really believe that.
And I hope that they do remake a couple of things out of UHF. I don't
Yeah.
even care
Yeah,
what.
absolutely.
Well,
I just I
there'll
don't
be
care
a
what.
there'll be a segment.
Uh-huh, there will.
It'll
Segment.
definitely be represented.
Mhm.
That was a big part of his
I
career.
wonder who's going to be Michael Richards in this.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Who's gangly like that?
Right.
With, you know, who do they have that can pull off that physical humor?
I don't know.
This is already out. This came out yesterday.
Monstrous.
Oh shit!
Monstrous.
I might go see this tomorrow.
Is it- Just theaters, or is this a?
I don't know if it's streaming anywhere.
Yeah,
I don't think
either.
it's streaming.
I don't
so
think
it's
so
just
either.
theaters. Okay.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
looks pretty good.
It
It
does
looks
look
good.
really good. And
Yeah.
I love seeing Christina Ricci.
Totally.
Man.
Hell
I'm so
yeah.
glad to see her back in the limelight.
And this
you know?
seems like her kind of role. Like
Oh,
this,
yeah.
this is the kind of shit she's been doing her whole career.
Yeah,
you know?
it's like her and her son.
Yeah.
She's going through a divorce, and she
Mhm.
moves her son out into this house, and
Swamp
of
Thing
course
attacks.
it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, right.
Of course
Yeah, the
it's
kid's
haunted.
just like, this place is fucking. There's something in the water. There's a monster. She's like, nah, there's no monster.
Why don't they ever look?
Yeah, right.
Why
She
don't
didn't
they
even look.
just look, man?
I'm like, for real. You
Yeah.
know, why not?
They're like, oh, there's not. Wait, no, there's some fucking.
There's some
shit
fucking
going on
shit out there, bro.
I'm
Like,
calling the
for real.
cops right
and everybody's
now.
like, you know, mom, maybe we should leave. You know, they
Yeah.
never listen.
No, they don't.
Like, God, no,
It's
we-
fine.
Let's paint the wall.
We just heard blood curdling screams.
you know,
fine.
you know, it happens in my head all the time.
Probably
Yeah.
a bunny.
You
Well,
know,
it's funny because at one point in the trailer, she's like on the phone. She's like,
Yeah.
"Hey, I was just wondering if you thought it would be a good idea to go back on the medication."
Totally.
Uh-huh,
Yeah.
yeah.
You mean when everything in the room starts looking like a Salvador
Yeah.
Dali painting?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is that Christina Ricci went through a very abusive relationship, and she recently got out of it. You know what I'm saying? So for years, somebody was physically and psychologically abusing Christina Ricci, which I take as a fucking affront. You know what I'm saying? That's
Seriously.
Christina Ricci, and you treat
Is
that
this
with
a famous individual?
I don't know who her ex-husband is, and I kind of don't care.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, it would be interesting to know.
Uh-huh.
But she's kind of, getting back to that point where she's rediscovering herself.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and rediscovering her passion, what she loves to do.
Yeah.
And I'm here to support her. I'm
Hell yeah.
all about it, dude. Ricci's amazing.
Yeah,
You know,
totally.
she's one of my favorite actresses, and this movie looks really good. I hope
Yeah,
it
it
doesn't
does.
suck.
Mhm.
I hope it doesn't bomb. So,
She was one of the little things that I liked about the new Matrix.
where was she?
You don't remember? She was
She's
at the board
barely-
meeting.
Yes, I remember where she was in it, but she was barely in it.
And that
so
was
it's
good.
just like,
And
yeah,
that was good. That was the.
The one good thing.
She's like, I just want to put my name on the docket
Yeah.
just in case it takes off.
That's
and,
it, yeah.
I don't know. But if not, I also didn't
She's
commit
making
to
it.
it.
She's
so-
making a check. Dude.
Yeah,
She's picking up a check. That's
Right.
all
Yeah.
she was doing.
She's being snarky.
Yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
That's
Is this the
Lindsay
last,
Adams,
last
bro?
one? This is the last one.
That was the last one.
Oh,
It's the
okay.
last one.
And I'm not going to do my usual fuck up.
Uh,
Go to our main topic. Buble.
Hey, Buble. Oh, Buble.
Buble.
All right, cool. I feel better a little
Yeah,
bit.
right.
Buble.
yeah.
So,
What do you think of
This is a movie.
this is a movie.
Is
It's
it?
an anime on Netflix. So
And it's
I
not
have
The Bubble.
It's not
This
The
is
Bubble.
not the bubble. Do not be
Not
confused.
The Bubble.
This is an
so
AMV.
You guys want to?
This is not a movie. It's an AMV.
What
it is
happened?
an AMV.
It's an AMV.
It's a very pretty.
What
looking
happened?
AMV.
Like I
Yeah.
Okay,
what had
so
happened?
so like some
Tokyo-
shit happened.
Yeah, Tokyo was rained
Oh,
on by
wait.
millions of bubbles that
Uh,
ended up bursting and then flooding Tokyo. And then Tokyo is encapsulated in its own bubble. And so vagrants, or not vagrants more, so orphans go into said bubble where bubbles have caused anti-gravity to a degree. And they do parkour for food. And then, yeah. And so,
Then
and then Prince Eric meets the Little Mermaid. and
the manic pixie dream girl.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. He
It's
almost dies.
Yeah.
Manic Pixie Dream Girl saves them from death.
Uh-huh.
But they are forever
do-
doomed to be apart.
Yeah,
For
Uh-huh.
if
she
they
can't
touch,
him.
yeah, for if they do come into contact, then she will burst
Yeah.
into, guess what?
Bubbles.
Bubbles.
Look, have you
I ain't seen one monkey.
Have you
I
seen?
didn't see Bubble Man.
I
either.
didn't see. See,
Yeah.
dropping the ball.
Have you
Dropping the ball.
seen Attack on Concrete? Have you seen Weathering with You? Have you seen Ponyo? All three better movies.
Oh God, I was about to say
Yeah.
like there's
They're all
only-
three better movies.
All
yeah.
three better movies, but it's very obvious where all of this comes from. If you've seen,
Yeah,
those
but it's
three.
also
I
not
don't-
Makoto Shinkai. So
I don't
mean,
think that
it
this
has
movie
that
was-
aesthetic.
I don't think this movie was
It's
bad.
trying to.
It was just
see,
okay.
and I
I think it
softened on
appeals.
this movie.
I think it appeals to the fan base of Makoto Shinkai.
I think it
feel like,
tries to.
I feel
Yeah.
like there are a lot of people who enjoy Makoto Shinkai who will convince themselves that Bubble is amazing.
I mean, it's
I
beautiful.
It's based
really think
on the
because it is
visuals.
gorgeous and it sounds great.
and it's very
yeah.
well animated.
yes,
Yeah.
oh,
It's
man,
very,
I mean the animation
character
is
animation is
great.
top
look.
notch.
Yeah, it really
the,
is.
The main characters of this movie are the music and the animation.
Yeah.
Hey, that OP was hot.
Hot. Well, that's the same.
Yeah.
That's Eve, right? That's the same person who did
Oh.
the Jujutsu Kaisen
Yeah.
intro.
Ah, see,
Yeah, right. So it's all the
good shit.
pieces when you think about like your character designer, right? That's Death Note. You think about the animation
I hated the
studio.
character design.
Well, I mean, it is what it is, but there are
You
a lot
didn't
of
like
people who
not
would
Naruto?
I would like it. Yeah.
Not Naruto. Oh God, dude! I literally was saying the same thing. I was thinking that the whole way up here.
like, what's up, not Naruto?
For real. While Sasuke
Right.
was our main character,
Yeah,
right?
totally.
And so, but yeah, man, it's like you have again the Butcher as a writer.
Yeah.
I mean, you have an all-star cast. The animation studio is
Wit Studio.
Wit Studio,
Wit,
right?
yeah.
Which also
Wit's
Attack
been
on Titan.
doing- yeah, been
Attack
doing
on
some
Titan,
really
and
cool
they
stuff.
kill it. They kill it. But the glue.
There's nothing there.
There's no glue.
fucking nothing
the
there,
story and the
Right.
characters really fall flat, and I watched this movie like weeks ago.
Yeah.
and I didn't.
I didn't know
get-
you watched the whole thing. I
I
thought that you
didn't.
had started it.
No, I watched about an hour of it.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
Because I kind of got mad.
Before-
I was like, I hate the fact that you put that idea in my head because you were like, Bubble sucks. And I
Yeah.
was like, fuck, I don't want to go into it thinking that way. And because I'm trying to see what you're saying and maybe see how that can be construed in whatever way. And I actually enjoyed the movie for the first like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then it hit me. I'm like, oh, wait.
But there's nothing
There's
here.
nothing
There's
here.
nothing
You know,
here.
to the point that they explain to you, it's like over and over again. It's like, oh, it's a Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
They-
they tell you.
Dude,
You
that
know,
They
so-
run that fucking theme into the ground.
they do.
They,
They
well,
really
because
do.
I think that they try to make the story like a bit more thought provoking than it actually is by
Right.
comparing it to
Spirals are dope, brah.
you know, spirals, bro, spirals.
Well,
you
you
know,
seen the shell, bro?
It's like a spiral,
spiral, man.
Like
you know?
artichokes, a spiral.
You know,
and
yeah,
like,
but when they
a
compare it
vortex.
to a popular piece of literature,
Yeah.
and not like the Disney, you know,
No, the original.
the
Yeah.
original Little
Is
Mermaid,
that Hans Christian
Hans
Andersen?
Christian Andersen,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, when you make that comparison, then I think it kind of gives your creation this air of thoughtfulness that really doesn't actually exist. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
it
It's
doesn't
like,
come through the way that I think they wanted it to.
dude, look, the
You know.
second I saw her finger burst into bubbles.
Bubbles,
Look,
yeah.
I mean, we're just going to go straight into
Oh,
spoilers,
Bubble
y'all.
Finger over here.
If you
Yeah.
want to watch look, I don't think that having the movie spoiled exists because it's so predictable.
very
Can't spoil
rapid.
nothing.
You can't spoil nothing, right?
Yeah.
Watch this movie because it's beautiful and it
It is
sounds
very beautiful and
Yeah.
it sounds great.
Yeah.
Like
Sounds great.
absolutely. Yeah.
Animation is really good. There's
Top
some really
notch.
good soccer.
If you just
stuff.
want to put
Just
some
the-
shit
just-
on,
dude, just
Right.
little character animations.
Yeah.
are impressive.
Mhm.
Yes.
You know, not even the big action scenes.
And then the
Um,
colors,
the
baby.
colors are so
God.
pretty.
Totally.
Mhm.
So pretty.
I don't
But
know
that
why
being
old girls
said-
dress like a jester, but
Well, yeah.
Right? Yeah, it's kind of weird. But the second I saw those bubbles appear on her finger, I'm like, oh god, now we're gonna have a big hug moment, you know, or a big kiss
You
moment,
can
and then
see.
I
You
think
know
my
exactly where it's
favorite
going.
my favorite shit was when everything got crazy at the end and it almost
Yeah.
turned into a bullet hell for a second
yeah,
there. I was like,
oh,
okay, something's
And
happening.
it was like, nope.
And then it went away.
Yeah.
And that was it. Yeah.
I
you know.
gotcha, bitch.
Yeah.
And this is kind of weird for Gen, man. And I mean, maybe it's just one of those things where he's done so much that he's just like, here's just a beautiful little short tale, kind of
Yeah.
like Guillermo del Toro, right?
Yeah.
Like sometimes
Oh,
he'll
yeah.
just like, okay, just here's something simple,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I made it. It's done. So whatever. I think this movie will be a cult classic for some,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
and especially for
Yeah.
weebs. I think that
Yeah.
like a lot of weebs will be like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm gonna love it just because it has that aesthetic that I really enjoy.
Right,
You know,
right.
some
And
people are
if
gonna
you
cry.
like it-
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
you know,
and yeah,
it is. It's
see,
very, it's emotional, but
but it doesn't
Not
hit,
really.
dude. It doesn't fucking
Right.
hit.
Uh-huh.
They're building up to the point, and then you knew it was gonna happen, and then as it happens, you're just going like, Okay.
I think it's because I think it's made for people who still have Weathering with You resonating within their
Oh,
heart.
very much,
Yeah.
dude.
You know what I'm
This
saying?
movie was made to capitalize on the popularity of that movie.
Yes,
Like,
absolutely.
easily.
Yes,
Yeah.
you know, so those people will go into it and they're already ready to, you know, be
Mm-hmm.
like emotionally captivated,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
so when
But
they
I think-
first see that intro and that, because those themes do hit, the music
Oh,
hits, right?
yeah.
And the music is what's going to carry people like
See, I
emotionally
think
through
the
it.
intro is what turned me off immediately.
Whoa, really?
Wow.
Because I mean,
Dude,
it's
I
not like
like
it's a
that.
bad.
They
It's
had me
not
in the
like a
first
bad
half.
OP, but I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, why are they starting with this?
Well,
Oh,
but
okay.
it
I
really
guess I
does
didn't
set
take
the
it that
tone.
way.
I was-
I
yeah.
didn't.
To me,
loved
I was
it.
like,
I
oh
didn't
shit,
think-
this is
I
like
didn't think it-
Persona.
I'm like, this might get
Yeah.
hype.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
it just refused to.
I think again, it was one of those just like going in from watching Weathering with You, knowing that it was trying to capitalize on it, and then that OP hits, and I'm just like, oh, I need to temper my expectations.
Oh,
like, a
wow.
lot right
Huh.
now.
Oh, wow.
So,
They
I mean,
telegraphed it for you, man.
Yeah,
you knew this
man.
was coming.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole thing, man. I really feel like the entire thing was kind of, I mean, you, I guess you are given an idea that things are going to escalate to a degree at some
Yeah.
point, but
And they kind
to
of
watch
escalate,
it,
right?
to watch it a second time,
Yeah.
like I said, I would just treat it as a long AMV,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
because I mean that's the thing. The music is what carries the entire narrative forward.
Yeah, because
Right.
I think
You
a
know
lot
what
of the
I'm saying? Like,
dialogue is
Go
kind
down,
of
go
bad.
to go to
Right.
a fucking
Oh, it's
song,
awful.
Dude,
Yeah.
instead of watching the whole, because again, another criticism that I have of this movie, it's too goddamn long.
Yeah,
It's
but,
145.
it's too
it's
long
140.
for what it is.
No, I think it's
For what it is,
136.
it's
Maybe
way too
136.
fucking
I
long.
mean,
That's
because nothing
funny as shit.
happens.
'Cause
but-
nothing happens.
But nothing happens very prettily.
Very prettily. That's why I'm saying instead of
Dude,
watching this whole goddamn
well,
movie, go to a Sakuga board on the internet and just pick out specific clips.
Okay,
Like, just do
okay.
that.
Well, I mean, you would cut out. I think if you did that, you would cut out maybe 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Because the majority of this movie is all a music video with some shit happening synchronizing with the music.
Well, like
That's-
the main themes of the movie just don't don't land in a way that make you care about them. Like the parkour thing is kind of cool and it's
It's also
animated
kinda
well,
dumb. Why
but
the
it's also
fuck are
kind
y'all-
of fucking stupid.
Like, why are
yeah.
we sitting here doing parkour for food? And then wait. So what are the rules here? Because on the first run that we get to see,
yeah, what the hell are they
when
even doing?
not Sasuke, finally like says, okay, fuck it, I'm gonna go out there and flex on y'all hoes.
Yeah.
And he goes
Yeah.
and gets
Oh, because
the
he's
flag.
so cool up there in the tower.
Oh
with his
yeah,
headphones
with
on.
Oh,
his,
yeah.
with his
guess I'll
headphones,
wake up now
his
and
Beats
help.
by Dre
Yeah,
on.
really,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It's like, dude, there's a Coca-Cola
I got the
marketing in that
wireless
motherfucker.
Beats.
Oh,
When I
yeah.
saw that Coca-Cola, I got sick. I was
Totally.
like,
Hey, but they did have that jug of green tea. I was like, I drink that green tea.
Yeah, right. But he goes out there and he gets the flag, and they still lost. They were like, oh, they
Yeah.
took some of our supplies, and it's like, wait, but he just one-handedly.
Yeah.
So what are
How
the
does
rules
this shit
here?
work? How does this
Yeah.
shit?
Yeah, and they
They
don't
don't,
explain
they
it.
don't really define any
I don't
of the
think
rules,
they know
and
the
I don't
fucking
think
rules.
There are really any rules,
Yeah.
Right.
Because
And then
when they,
these folks over here have like jet feet and shit,
Yeah,
and
and
that's
they end up-
okay.
That's all
and
right.
they end up kidnapping hot scientist lady.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Oh
for
yeah,
some
dude,
reason.
she's
Yeah,
trying to
hot
hold her
Makuza.
boobs back the whole movie.
Oh,
did
she's
you,
always
did you notice
poking her
that?
ass out the
Oh,
whole movie.
Did you see?
And there's that one guy
scene.
that's
Dude,
like-
there's one scene. Oh, you're talking about the other.
The dude who's just like, I'm right here.
The other, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
But there's a scene that like it just. It cracked me up so much because she's sitting there doing research and she
Oh,
has her
yeah.
boobs
Boobs just,
on the table.
Uh-huh.
Like, she's sitting them up on the table while she's typing. I'm like, my God, guys, you
Uh-huh.
just
Yeah, they're like, oh, we don't have any tits, guys. We need some boobs in here.
we need
need
boobs.
Opie.
Hey,
we need
like,
Opie.
like,
Somebody please.
Hey man, at least she's old enough to drink.
No,
Okay,
Right.
yeah, and she's she's a little alky.
Yeah.
Like, oh, she sure can drink.
Oh, dude.
Oh.
That was like
That
a
was
character from
cute.
Black Clover.
Okay.
Yeah, she would run around and get drunk all the time, and she was always in her underwear.
That's
know?
funny.
Fuck, man. I always
Hey,
trying to
man,
hit
you
on
got-
the.
yeah,
So
man.
she's a businesswoman.
Like-
That's what that means.
Hey man, you gotta have those coups, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's right. Yeah.
So wait. Are we gonna go through this?
Man, no. What the fuck do you say,
I
man?
mean,
Well, like-
it's okay. So, main character Shinji, what's his name?
Oh,
see,
Yeah, okay,
I-
so not Sasuke.
not Sasuke.
Not
yeah.
Sasuke. As a child, ends up making a connection with water
Because he sang a
Because
song.
he sang a song
with one
and-
bubble.
Yeah.
That
With
falls
one
And that
down
bubble
bubble
got
from the sky.
fucking pissed.
Yeah, and then all the bubbles fell from the sky. There was an explosion at Tokyo Tower.
So he thinks that
Yeah.
he caused the event,
right.
which doesn't make any goddamn sense to me.
Yeah, but
right?
it's all that he remembers at
Right.
the time. Whatever. He always wears headphones because his hearing is very sensitive.
Yeah.
And so his mom, of course, he loved his mama.
Mhm.
He was a mama's boy. She gave him these headphones,
Mhm.
and so whatever. And mom ends up dying in the blast at Tokyo Tower. He becomes an orphan, so he's in that bubble area with all these people. And apparently he, because of his hearing, can hear the sound of singing coming from
The
Tokyo Tower. The
Tower.
explosion ends up being frozen
Yeah.
into a red blast that is perpetually always there. They can never get close to it. He tries several times, always fails. But he hears singing coming from the tower. Nobody else hears it. But he's so aloof and too cool for everybody that he doesn't share it. Doesn't
Right.
talk to anybody. Doesn't
But he
ask for
does have
help.
a secret garden of
But
flowers.
he does have that.
Ah.
And due to his hearing, he is apparently in tune with these bubbles. And oh god, this sucks. So these kids in the bubble, they do parkour to exchange different supplies and shit. But he's like the best of the best, cream of the crop.
Yeah,
because he
he's
can
too-
hear the
but he's too
bubbles.
cool for
He can
school.
actually use the bubbles to do the
Uh-huh.
parkour.
Yeah.
And not Naruto tries to do it. Fucks him up,
Yeah.
almost dies. Not Sasuke ends up slipping off of a bubble, falling into the water, and almost drowning. Now, this whole time, one bubble, seemingly being sentient, is moving around and watching him and gasping. If she ever thinks she's being spotted or whatever,
Yeah.
she's gonna, but sees him go under the water where he drowns in a subway car. And she somehow manifests into a girl.
Yeah.
The bubble turns into a
But-
whole bunch of bubbles,
yeah.
and then it becomes
Completely
Your basic
random
girl.
outfit.
yeah,
Yeah.
random outfit, and
Yeah.
she's a little bit feral, but she
Yeah.
also can understand Japanese.
Because they keep calling her a
Did y'all-
cat girl.
Hey,
Yeah.
did y'all watch it in Japanese or English?
English.
English.
Oh, I bet that was worse. Anyway, and so I
The
bet
dialogue
it,
was rough. a lot
I
of the time.
believe that,
Yeah.
dude. I believe
Because they're not
Ooh.
saying anything good, and those voice actors were okay.
Uh-huh. Well, I
they're not
feel
saying
like-
anything good, and they're not saying anything.
Yeah, they're not saying shit, dude.
I like to just hear
It's a bunch of let's
glimpse of it.
ask an obvious question. That's
Right,
really
because
what-
like at least the sub,
yeah,
the
the-
Japanese voices were good,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
even if they're not saying shit, they sound good not saying shit. If you take that to English, oh boy,
Oh,
I can
it
only
goes-
imagine. Okay, so she goes down there and
Saves
manages to
him.
save him. Okay, but then she realizes that she's kind of in love with that. You know, right? There's this whole
Yeah,
thing.
Little
where she's
Mermaid,
in there.
guys.
Little fucking mermaid.
Little fucking
and she
mermaid.
touches him while he's passed out, and bubbles appear on her finger, and they never go away.
Realize that she can't ever touch him and blah, blah, you know.
So then he wakes up, and then there's he has that girl, and they're like, well, you owe her. He's like, it's like, well, you owe her your life, so you should look after her, et cetera, et cetera. And he immediately takes a shine to her. I thought he was gonna maybe resist it a little bit, but he starts talking to her, or whatever,
I think
and he
they
gives her a
try
name.
to show that he's resisting it a little bit, but they don't do a very
doesn't
good
read. He
job.
doesn't,
Yeah.
right,
read.
no.
Balls don't read.
Balls don't
Mm-mm.
read.
Yeah.
No, he just ends up giving her a name. He calls her Uta, which means
Uta.
music in Japanese, because she also is very
She sings.
God, fucking damn it.
Because remember, the Little Mermaid sang.
Okay, so Uta Makoto, who is like the mama of the group, she
Hot
ends
scientist
up
lady.
hot scientist Mama Makoto. You got to have mommy milkers,
Yeah,
you
you do.
need that. And so she reads bedtime stories to Uta. We never know exactly how much time is passing here. That make
Yeah,
any damn
for
sense
real.
because
Yeah.
Uta shouldn't understand words, but whatever. And so Uta picks
it's
out
like
a book.
Fifth Element. It should just
Right, you know what I'm saying? She's a fucking genius. You know,
Right.
she's just was feral at first, but and so Uta picks out the Little Mermaid to be read to her, and Makoto's like, "That book's kind of sad. Is that the one you want?" And then reads it to her, and then she's like, "Holy shit, I'm a Little Mermaid," and she keeps telling him,
You're the prince.
You're the
You're the
prince.
prince."
You're the prince." And
I mean,
that's
they,
the first
like,
time
guys,
they scream it from the
hammer
rooftops.
this in. They hammer. It's
They're like,
not
if you
even
don't get it, it's a Little
Yeah.
Mermaid. If you don't get it. Ugh, this is frustrating to talk
It's
about.
actually
It is,
worse now that
yeah.
you've told me about it. Like,
Yeah.
I watched this movie,
Yeah.
but now I hate it more.
Yeah.
Now
It's getting bad.
It's
okay.
one of those movies. It's like while you're watching it, you can be fooled by all the pretty colors and the flashy lights.
You can
and
still be
stuff,
entertained.
And you can be entertained, but
Right.
once you start thinking back on it, it's just like, man, this fucking sucks.
It's like, did anything actually happen? Because the
No.
answer is no. There are tons of characters that are introduced, and they have maybe one line.
and you don't care about any of them.
Yeah, none of them
Yeah.
matter. If anybody, you'll care about not Naruto,
Yeah.
only because he's not Naruto.
Right.
And it's
Yeah.
like something's gonna happen.
and
with
you
this
might,
kid
you
eventually.
might, you might get a little bit of, you might feel some kind of way about Uta.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
or,
she's
you know,
charming.
or
Well,
Maki.
I think Uta really carries the entire movie
For the
you
most
know?
part, her and
She's adorable. She's cute.
her and what is it, Makito?
Makoto, Mama, that's Mama Milkers.
That's Mama.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I liked her. Like specifically her
I do too.
character
Yeah.
animations.
Yeah,
Like when she's like, frantically trying to science.
Totally.
yes,
You know?
yeah.
There's good science in there.
That is good sciencing.
Nice little pie. And so, so what happens? Okay, so this whole time, Uta's sitting here lusting after not Sasuke, and
Can't touch.
Yeah, and of course Sasuke bears his soul to her and tells her all this stuff,
I've
whatever.
never
And
told
so,
anybody
yeah.
this much about myself.
yeah, that's a
Yeah.
line.
Yeah,
Actually,
totally.
yeah, that's
God
a like verbatim line
damn.
from the movie people. And so, yeah, what's the deal? It turns out that she can also hear the singing, and so he gets the wild idea to try to go back to Tokyo Tower, and he wants everybody to help him. And they actually agree to do it, including because they end up kidnapping.
We're all on the
Makoto.
team,
Yeah.
so we gotta go do it.
Right, you're saying we never do anything. Oh yeah, because there's the old man, the
Yeah.
old dude. Now I
Yeah,
will
I
say
like him.
I like him as well.
Yeah.
There was a guy
Yeah.
that
I wish he had more screen time.
Absolutely. There's an older guy that actually like orchestrates these events. Whatever.
I
He's
guess
the one
so.
who.
Yeah, that's
He likes
He's
to
kind
see
of
the
a
young
he's kind of a
people.
he's kind of a
do the
caretaker for like
parkour.
the main
Because
guy.
apparently he was the best of the best,
Yeah.
but he ended up hurting himself, losing his leg.
Yeah.
How long have these events been going on?
I don't
Like,
fucking
it-
know, man.
Dude, there's no
there's
really
no
time.
sense of time.
It doesn't make
There's no
any
sense.
sense.
Right,
Yeah.
because apparently, not Sasuke was a kid
Right.
at the time, but
He doesn't
all
look
of that
like
was
he's
frozen in time around Tokyo Tower. But that whole scene where the old dude actually got up and started running, and he's just hobbling.
Oh yeah, that's good.
You know what I'm saying? But he's hobbling like a boss, you
Yeah.
know, and it's just like, wow, like doing all these flips and
Dude,
shit. It's
these
like,
breakdancing shit.
Yeah.
Like it's breaking.
Yeah.
Like electric boogaloo shit. man. Like,
seriously, you know, and it's just like, wow, man, like, okay, he hasn't lost his step.
Yeah.
And so it was, so they all end up, they agree to, God, it's bad. They agree to help not Sasuke get to the tower, and then they get there.
Get there.
And then there's like evil
red bubbles that are
right.
apparently dangerous, but for
Right.
some reason you can still jump on them.
Yeah.
and
that doesn't make a lot. Yeah.
But they'll cling to you.
Right.
And
and then
drown
you up.
you.
yeah, because they
Yes.
totally drown him.
Bubble.
then, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because like the dark version of
Uta.
it's like the
Uta.
void version of Uta
Uh-huh.
is grabbing her, and I guess it's one of her sisters.
That's what,
And
yeah.
That's what
she's
it's
shooting all the
implied.
red bubbles out.
Little
and-
Mermaid.
It looks like a good boss battle.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like when it's a bullet hell for a second there, I'm
Uh-huh.
like, well, see, this is something.
Right.
But then nothing happens
they
afterwards.
just say, you know what? Let's take that something and
Yeah.
make it into nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then guess what? A kiss,
Mhm.
and it dissolves old girl into
Mhm.
sudsy goodness.
And it
over
tries
there.
to be really emotional.
That's yeah, but it
of
doesn't.
course,
It
'cause
fucking
It
doesn't.
Because
it
I-
doesn't land.
I feel like if you
No.
haven't seen very many movies, maybe this would do
I
something.
like for
you.
a kid.
right,
Yeah. I
You
think
know?
it'd be really cool for children.
right,
Very,
yeah.
very cool.
Especially like if you're like 10,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'd be like, oh, that was so basic.
Mm-hmm.
She just loved him.
You
Blow my mind,
And there were
Like,
bubbles.
Oh, and they kissed, and she turned into a bubble that then followed him around
Yeah.
everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know if that bubble was real or if it was just like a figment of his imagination.
Yeah.
Basically,
he was just
saying,
tripping the whole
well,
time.
right? Well, I mean, I guess you know
That's what I
they're
thought when
trying
it-
to tackle the idea of
when-
loss.
Yeah.
You know, and
'Cause
how
they-
that person is always with
They
you.
do a flashback for when he's at the Tokyo Tower and when it explodes. And
Oh,
as
yeah.
soon as I saw that, like I watched the rest of the movie this morning. As soon as I saw that, I was just like, "Oh, the twist is that the whole movie was just a death dream."
Uh-huh.
Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
would've preferred that.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for real.
that would have been fun.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
instead there's all this imaginary bullshit going on in the real world, you know?
Mm-hmm.
None of it makes sense.
Yeah, and that's another thing. It's like there is a real world outside of this one little bubble. These
Uh-huh.
are only a few people that are in here
Right.
derping around for whatever reason. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
you know, they don't have anything better to do with their time, so they just running across girders and shit.
Yeah.
And then they make it seem as if, you know, if they fall into that water, then they potentially will die. So
right.
these kids, it's
especially
like
into the vortex.
into the
right?
vortex, right?
Yeah.
And those vortexes end up colliding
Yeah.
or whatever. But that's what? Why are we doing this? Okay, so we're doing this for food, for survival, right? But if half of our people are gonna die just trying to get this little bit of grain or this Coca-Cola from you,
Mhm.
then
The green tea.
what? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know? Oh
Hey,
no,
is it-
I couldn't believe when not Sasuke was just chugging Coca-Cola.
Yeah, that's
I was like, bro, you
ridiculous.
would not be jumping on any bubbles anytime soon.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
nah,
Like,
not with that amount of Coke.
yeah, right. Uh-huh.
one of the big
maybe It was
ones.
maybe it was like classic Coke. No, that bottle was too modern. I was
Yeah.
about to say maybe it was back when I had a little toot
Oh,
up in there.
I
You
got
know what
you.
I'm saying? They
Yeah.
was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
going out there.
I mean, other side of
run
the
up this
world.
wall.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Red balls.
All right, give me wings.
So you think it's vortices? Would you say that? Well, it's yeah. If
Vortices?
vertex would be vertices.
Yeah.
So would vortex be
I think
vortices?
people have used it's still vortex.
Texas? Is it
Multiple
just
vortex.
it's just vortex?
That's interesting.
Right.
Multiple
I don't know.
vortex. I think.
Would be vortices potentially.
I think it's just a bad situation if you got multiple vortex.
We're not trying to calculate for that
yeah,
right
dude,
now.
You don't
We're
want
like-
that. That's no. That's called the end of time.
There's a
That's
reason
it.
there's not a word for that because we don't want it to happen.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Vortices sounds good. I'm gonna look this
Vortices.
up.
You know,
I'm
you
thinking
know,
it would be
you know
vortices.
the whole
If not,
like,
that's a
theory
band name.
of, like if you can
Vortices.
imagine it,
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
really.
if you can imagine it, then it actually exists somewhere in the
Right.
universe.
Yeah.
we just doomed some like
Yeah.
world. Like,
Mm-hmm. No, vortices
some
is a
other-
thing.
Is that right? Am I
Plural
right?
is vortices.
Yeah.
Wow.
What's up, words?
Yeah, what's up, words? Yeah, we do words.
We do words
We do
over here.
words. you
Is
know?
it the same thing with
God,
Xerxes?
That was so much.
you had multiple Xerxes.
Is a
Xerxes.
Xerxes. Yeah, that conversation was way more interesting than
Than
Bubble.
Again, we've been saying it the whole time. I
Yeah.
think it's visually interesting.
Yeah.
You know,
The music's
but it
good.
just
It's worth
doesn't-
looking at. Just know
Worth-
what it's
yeah.
worth looking at, but maybe not watching.
Put it on.
Um,
Passive watch. That's
Yeah,
what you
yeah,
do.
yeah. Clean up the apartment,
Yeah, uh-huh.
and throw
Every
it
once
on.
in a while, I'll look up when something interesting's happening.
Well, like you were talking about you said you watched about an hour of it.
Watched about an hour.
When
of
I
it,
when I
yeah.
got to
and
about
I was nodding the whole
right,
time.
and when I got to about the hour mark, because I watched it first when I got home, I was worried, so I was already like, okay, I need to go ahead and do it now so that I don't do it later and
Yeah.
go to sleep, you know. And really, it feels like the movie ends about at the hour.
It does,
mark.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's why I turned
Everything
it off
wraps
the first
up,
time.
right?
That's why I turned it off the first time because it was about it felt like it was getting to an ending. I've been nodding the whole time, not having a good time watching it, and I was just like,
And it really
"Man, this
feels
has
like it
gotta be-
resolves.
Yeah, this has got to be the end, right?
Right.
And I checked, and it had a whole nother. And I was like,
did the-
no, I ain't doing
Dude,
this.
that's funny. I literally did the same thing.
Yeah.
And I stopped watching it, and I just started playing some Ghostwire Tokyo.
Yeah.
And I was
Uh-huh.
like, this is way better. You know, like, I mean, seriously, it did. It took me 2 sessions to get through this movie, which leads me to believe that maybe they should have made it episodic. But it's not that it's bad.
Yeah, because it's okay.
Right.
It's totally
Fine.
okay.
I
It
think
is
that's,
fine.
That's the issue.
Right.
Is that it is very, very mediocre.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
mediocre wrapped in the shiniest
Yeah.
of gift
Uh-huh.
wrap, right?
Yeah.
Like it's the
But
most
it's a
beautiful, brilliant-
solid 6.
I'll give
I
it
wouldn't
a
even
5-5.
give it
five.
It's
Yeah.
5-5.
Yeah, I'll put a
right?
5-5.
You guys
on
are
it.
way more generous
You know?
than I am.
Well,
I'm
only because-
strong
On
3.
Well,
Fine.
because the reason why it's on that 5-5, is because like it is dazzling to watch. Like,
Yeah.
and you can't take that away from
No.
it, right? Like, it is absolutely beautiful. The soundtrack is banging. I mean,
Yeah.
it does.
Yeah,
it has
yeah.
those moments where you feel like, oh, I should be enjoying this, or oh, maybe here we go. Okay, I like this.
Yeah,
And then
uh-huh.
all of a sudden it's like, really?
Where'd that go?
like you didn't. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. You're just not
I
gonna do anything
like
with that.
air,
Yeah.
but what am I getting? Air.
This felt like
Yeah.
like somebody showing you
Air's
a
way better.
It,
Air's
it
way
felt like
better.
somebody showing you a picture of food.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
Like,
dude,
like
check
Final
this
Fantasy
out.
15.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever you see all the food that
Like,
wasn't.
ooh, yeah, but it's not real. Like,
Yeah, right. But it looks damn
It
good.
looked good for a
Yeah,
second there,
looked
and then
really
they
good.
moved the fuck on with
Yeah.
their Coleman stuff.
I think Monster Hunter does the same thing. Monster
Yeah, with
Hunter shows
good-ass
you that-
food.
Yeah, man. Exactly. You can't have it.
But you can't have it.
Can't have it.
None of it's
Yeah.
real.
Mm-hmm.
You know what always fucks me up is when you go to like Chinese places that have the whole ass plate already together and in the display cases. You know what I mean? You can see exactly how your plate's got. Like I
Right.
want that one.
I want that one. That's
You're
right.
like you don't want that one. We're gonna make you one.
That one's been there all day.
That shit's plastic.
Yeah, it's been there for 4 months.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Then it looks great for 4 months. No, like really, this is so mediocre of a film that it's hard to even say that there's one specific thing that's like bad about it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just kind of
It just exists.
it's just there.
Yeah.
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 Well, and
So-
that's what I was thinking too. It's just like, I mean, like, I feel like there are going to be some people that like, or there really should have already been
Yeah.
people that have watched it and talked about it, but I haven't seen anybody talk about this movie at
I've
all.
watched
First,
a couple
right here.
Well, yeah, there are a few reviews.
I mean, I'm sure
and-
there's a
Not
few
first.
reviews.
Never mind.
Yeah, there are a few. But it's
I don't
most
feel like
people-
anybody's going to be. talking
most
or
people
thinking
agree with
in a
us.
while.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I saw one reviewer, but he watches it. He watches anime with his 2 sons, his
Oh,
2
yeah.
little kids,
Uh-huh.
and so he gets to almost see things through their eyes.
Yeah.
Right. So he's like, this is a great movie. He said, I'll give it 5 Nick Cages out of Nick Cage. I don't know what the fuck his scoring system was, but he gave it a 5 out of 5. And I found that interesting. But then I thought about it. I'm like, oh well, when you have kids, then I mean, this is a perfect kids movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure if you showed it to Iana,
I probably should
Iana
have
would be
watched
just
it with
like,
her.
oh shit,
Yeah.
this is just it's dazzling, man. It really, really is. But if you're looking at it from the perspective of this is getting the fucking butcher, man. You know what I'm saying? If you look at it from a perspective of a super group creating a piece of art,
Yeah.
it's not what you want.
Hey, Scott. Children of the Sea's better.
I didn't really like that one either.
I know you didn't, but it's
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's similar in a
It
lot
is
of ways,
very
isn't
similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's also very vapid.
It's also very vapid. Yeah,
Yeah,
you know what I mean, though.
I know what you mean.
Mhm.
I'd personally put them kind of on equal par.
Okay.
To be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I might even put this bubble a little bit above that one just because the colors are a little bit more vibrant.
Those colors.
Yeah, but
are,
the
it'll make your eyes
But that's
bleed.
the only thing. It's very slight.
Yeah.
Very, very slight.
yeah.
You know,
But it's a similar kind of vibe to it. isn't it?
similar vibe.
Yeah.
Similar vibe.
Children of the Sea isn't bad, but again, it's one of those where there's just so
Alright.
much going on with it that
Yeah.
you're going like, there's nothing here.
Read the
You know,
manga.
They didn't. Oh, there's a manga.
There's
Of
a
course,
manga.
there's always a manga.
Yeah, of
Manga's
course.
better.
Yeah. I've never seen Children. of the
That's
Sea.
what you need is a shirt that says the manga is better.
That's good.
Just read the manga.
All right.
It's better.
Yeah.
Watch The
There's-
Bubble.
Don't watch either. That's
I would
The
watch
Bubble
The
was
Bubble
way more
over
fun
Bubble.
than this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
No,
The
I
Bubble
hated
has
that.
some redeeming qualities.
Right. And it's
there's
at least trying to be stupid.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
you have to give it merit for achieving its goal of being stupid.
because this movie Bubble takes itself pretty seriously.
Yeah.
You know, even as it's being whimsical, it takes itself pretty seriously.
Yep.
They're like, we're delivering a heartfelt tale.
Yeah, but they're just telling you
It's like-
basic ass shit.
yeah.
you know?
Right. Uh-huh.
hmm I went to work the other day and I got in my car and I cranked it and,
And
it
it
turned
cranked up.
on.
You're right. Can you believe it? Roll credits.
You know, like,
Roll
wild
credits,
shit
for
right
real.
here.
You know? On a brighter note, Kendrick Lamar's album did drop.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know if y'all like Kendrick in this house. I love Kendrick. you
I've
know?
heard some good stuff about the new album.
I've made it like it's a double disc. There are two. Each one's 9
Yeah.
tracks.
Oh okay.
And
yeah.
I made it through
Is
the
it a
first
themed
one.
double disc or
And
is it like
look. Here's the thing. Kendrick Lamar. There have been times in my life where his music has been very like, just
Yeah.
clutch for me, right?
Yeah.
That man makes grown man rap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Seriously. Yeah.
I mean, and this dude, he hasn't made an album in like what? It's been like 7 years.
Yeah.
You know, and he's still been touring, doing the thing.
Yeah.
And then
I
he
didn't
comes
realize
back
it'd
with
been
some
that
shit.
fucking long.
Right?
My
You know what I'm
God.
saying? He has songs talking
Yeah.
about like having father issues. You know what I'm saying? All this kind of shit. He's got a track. You remember that song on? I think it was on Wu-Tang Forever. The one where RZA is like, "You ain't shit, your mom ain't shit,
Oh, yeah,
your daddy
absolutely.
ain't shit," and
Yeah.
it's him and that girl in the argument.
Uh-huh.
He's like, "What the fuck you birds talking about? Get the fuck up my house before I run up in your face and stop dicking your mouth." You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? All this kind of shit.
Uh-huh.
There's a track which is actually him and his partner. I don't think they're married, but and it's them just in an argument, rapping back and forth at one another. I think it's called "We Cry Together." It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing,
Yeah.
dude. And so, but
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
tackling issues like that, like cancel culture, like all
Well,
these
he
different
was,
things.
one of the things I know that he was talking about, because I was reading his comments about this, is the idea that, like, you know, he's matured as an individual.
Yes.
You know, he understands that some of the shit that even he used to do is, you know, a problem, and he's trying to be a better person now.
Right.
You know, that's fucking inspiring.
That's
Yeah.
that's literally what it is, man. And it's one of those albums that I think is crucial for the growth of people who digest a lot of rap music,
Yeah.
right? It's like, okay, so once you gain the trust of those people, now you can start delivering some messages.
Right.
You know, not just like not just like the easy to understand, don't run the street shit.
Right,
You know,
right.
but the more like complex and convoluted, like, you know, you are a man, yes, but you are supposed to feel. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with feeling. There's nothing wrong with these things. And so I highly recommend that for anybody. If you like some hip hop, Kendrick, new album. It's on Spotify.
Yeah.
And so if you got Spotify, hit it up. You know.
yeah.
What is it? What is it called? It's called. Oh Lord, this is the worst internet ever out here.
Are you
It
not
is.
connected to my Wi-Fi?
No, I should do that. It's Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers.
Oh,
That's the name
wow,
of it.
that's what it's
Nice.
called.
Yeah,
Hey,
boy.
big stepper,
Bro.
Hell yeah.
Why you do so many dirty crimes?
Well, I think that's a good note to end on. Thank you guys so
I had
much.
to save the episode, bro.
Yeah,
I
You did.
did
You
for
saved
real.
it.
You know who
I
else
damn
put out a
know.
new album? I'm just gonna say it out loud. Debbie Gibson. I
yeah, you did-
don't know
you
if
did
the
tell me
world
that.
needs
That's crazy.
to know that, but hey.
Yeah.
Now they do.
Thank you guys so much for
Thank you for
follows,
hanging out.
for the follows, the subscribes. Check us out on YouTube.
If you haven't followed, follow.
follow
and subscribe.
Spotify, Anchor, YouTube, iTunes, and anywhere else you like to listen to podcasts. We are here every Saturday. Come check us out. We're probably going to be streaming something.
Oh,
later
we're gonna be playing
tonight.
Wipeout later.
Yeah, that's
We're
gonna
gonna
be
play
Probably
some
play
Wipeout.
some Wipeout.
Uh-huh.
Probably. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
But yeah, we're here every Saturday, and if you haven't already hit the follow, go ahead and follow us and ding the bell.
Ding a bell.
Ding the bell.
All right, thank you guys.
Love you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.